Ooh.
My ball's totally moving, new and improving. Not can we get back up? I got the heart and desire, balls are on fire, ready to take us to the top. Welcome to my show. Did you know that your mother's Man, that was easy.
Don't concentrate on the finger or you will
Check.
miss all that heavenly glory.
That's right. Remember to not point at things. Feel. I don't know. Man, welcome to the show. Welcome to... I'm allowed to say Patreon here, right? Don't get flagged for that. Welcome to Patreon, where we do the Jason Ellis show like we've always been doing it. Just over here on this other thing that you can contact us directly with all your complaints. New one I got was instead of, hey, your shows doesn't sound as good as Kevin or Tully's. This now it's I can't sign up to your Patreon, but I can sign up to Cavino and Rich, which I don't want to. I'm not going to say his name, but my boss of all bosses. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you, because I was in the clear of being anywhere near them, and now for the rest of my life, I'm fucking linked to Cavino and Riz. Like, what? I've got what? Why are you asking me? What's that got to do with me? How's Doug Stanhope's fucking Patreon? Leave me out of them. Fuck.
So wait, why could somebody not sign up for this Patreon?
It's not even, dude. It's just like, like I just said. When someone says, "Hey, man, the audio doesn't work, but Tully and Kevin's Patreon works," you're just a fucking asshole. And then the same was that it's not even on purpose. I don't even think he meant it. It's just so you know, Cavino and Rich, I can sign up, but I can't sign up for yours. Can't even get anything. I paid for it. It doesn't even work. But Cavino and Rich's work. I'm like, it's just, that's, as I said, it's not his fault. It's this boss's fault who put them on a channel with me. So for at least another couple of years, it's like, yeah, why don't we all do shows together?
They are on Patreon as well.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just putting that together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
you didn't
you
understand
didn't hear what happened to them?
No. Oh, yeah. I did hear about that, and I had heard that was what was going to happen. They are on Patreon.
See,
You had heard that?
Yes.
I saw somebody.
Who tells you who's getting fired before they get fired?
That is not what happened.
I heard it after the fact.
I have mutual friends at Sirius
That told you after or before?
that they were going to
It
lose their
sounded
job.
like you said like you knew it before it happened.
No, I most definitely I did not say that.
That's what it sounded like you said just now.
No, I heard that they were Patreon bound.
Before they were let go.
No, after they were let go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I definitely don't understand it.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. Cavino and Rich, that Patreon is going to be their thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I heard
Then
that
that was
because
after- and
people.
that was-
Oh,
that
I
was-
thought you meant like you heard that they were getting let go.
No, I
like,
definitely.
wow.
No.
Check you out.
between the two, after they got fired, heard that they were gonna just now we'll just move over to Patreon. And I saw, because the reason I heard it is people were tagging me in it because people were butthurt because I guess they're gonna be Patreon exclusive, and we do one free show a week and then 2 Patreon shows. So people are like, well, why aren't you doing it like these guys are doing it? So the needling.
Yeah, but that's the
everybody
same.
gets
That's the
their
same
turn.
as when we first started, and someone said to me, "How come you don't do 4 hours, 4 days a week like Joe Rogan?"
yeah.
It's just, and then you can't tell. Like it's more than whatever how many characters in a tweet to tell you why the Jason L show is not allowed to do 4 hours, 4 shows a week in podcasting because we're not big enough yet, and that we have to start all over again. And there's this whole, you know what I mean? Well, why'd you sign to a cast company? You could have done it yourself, and then you could have brought out 8 hours of content every day. And I'm like, yep, no, that's true. But in podcasting. If you do an 8-hour show and then you do another one or a 4-hour show 4 days a week, there's no sponsors for that because you won't get as high a rate. Well, it's not big enough.
And Joe's getting needled.
Who?
People are pissed at Joe Rogan because he's Spotify exclusive, and people are pissed off because I guess there's no video element. So it's just there's no escaping.
Wait, there's no
needling.
video anymore?
I don't think so. That's the complaining I've
But
been
I see
seeing
the
online.
videos on Instagram and shit. Are you saying that that's the only place you can witness them is the little snippets that is on social media? There's no longer... Because you're right.
It might be because
if he's off YouTube, then
wow. Yeah, if you're on
Oh,
YouTube,
that
you're not
just means-
Spotify exclusive.
that means Spotify has video coming, right? Obviously.
Maybe? I
Obvious.
don't know. But
That's obvious.
it's just one of those things, like you can't be a show of this size and escape needling. It's just inevitable. So
Yeah. And look,
Yeah.
and the good news for us, and like I said, people ask me and I get it, but just know that I really was trying to duck that, and now it's like, yep, you're in bed with them for the rest of your life. Even when you're fired, you're still in bed with them. And I'm like, oh God, can you guys fuck, not you, the fans, can you fuck off? And I'm not like angry fuck off, just like fuck off on the whole we're about buddies for life, because we're not. I don't want anything to do with it. But I don't think it's good. It sucks for, I mean, I just got let go. It sucks. That's bullshit. I feel bad for them. But I also don't know them that well, but I know them well enough to know that they work really hard, and that's kind of all you really need. You know, if you work really hard and you've got an organized show and a fan base, they'll be fine. And I get they're less. You know, I mean, if anybody, I know that a couple people said this that work at Sirius that are my friends were like, if anybody can transition into podcasting, it's you from Sirius XM. You're more of a podcast kind of entertainment than the rest. The rest of them are a lot more radio, a lot more sort of FM vibes, because that's where they come from. We're a little bit more new gen, but you know, we signed up. I was talking to Logan Paul yesterday. You know, if I had started a show 5 years after I started the show, it probably would have been in podcasting. You know, it's just when I got hot or I got my foot in the door, podcasting wasn't big enough to fucking get a paycheck. Sirius XM was. And they were the new version of radio. You know, it's a fucker because they were the new version of radio, but it was a half a step short. You know, it was like, good idea. Radio's fucking done. Satellite was not it's the internet. You know, it was like, ooh, satellite was a good idea, but that internet one was a way better idea. And then when it came, you just kind of fucking slept on it for another 15 years, and now it's fucked.
You know, I don't think satellite radio would have ever happened if it weren't for the fluke of the technology already existing. Now, I forget the details, Kevin. Maybe you remember, but I don't even think it was an American company. It was like a Swiss company or something that made the satellite broadcasting capability for like some kind of military purpose. And I believe this is all true, and I know that Switzerland is neutral, so maybe I'm wrong about the country. But basically, they had the technology, and they weren't going to use it anymore, so they put the technology up for sale. And then I think a bunch of people were like, ooh, satellite broadcast nationwide coverage, what would somebody do with that? I have an idea. Like, it was totally... It wasn't that somebody thought of making satellite radio. It was that somebody was selling the capability of doing satellite radio, so two companies came along to go, shit, we could probably make a go at that.
Yeah.
It was always an accident, I believe.
that sounds. I've never heard that, but it sounds like it makes sense.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was saying.
Welcome to Patreon, Cavino and Rich.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Congratulations to that.
Yeah.
I don't know any... You know, I feel like somebody said, hey, man, I was freaking out. You're in fast forward. And then I realized that I pressed something on my phone and made the show play fast. You know, so I got to take him with a grain of salt. And then if I really can't solve the problem, I hate to say it, but if I can't solve the problem and you don't ask Patreon, then I don't know. Maybe you should just listen to the Cavino and Rich show, because it seems like their Patreon works and mine doesn't. I just don't know how everybody else on there seems to be hearing it.
If it's a mass thing, like if tons of people are hitting us up on Twitter,
if it's more than 3, I'm on it.
yeah,
Actually, if it's 1, I check it. If
course.
someone's like, can't hear anything, or I can't subscribe anymore, and then I get somebody on the line to check it, and then it turns out, oh yeah, sorry man. I'm like, okay, so can't do them all, but it's really not that many. I would say maybe because of the volume thing, 4 every couple of weeks. It's not that much. And now they're gone. And now it's just mystery ones where I think it's like your credit card fucking with you, or because to me, I tried to bet on the fights. I can't bet on the fights. Katie can't bet on the fights. Both of us touching buttons fucking. Now I've got text messages from mybookie.com, and I didn't even make a bet. I just signed up enough to now that they have me in their thing. So I'll always be told, hey, you want to try and bet again? Because it's available. I'll be like, yeah, I remember you, you fucking asshole. It's kind of like Spanish. I'm learning Spanish. I got a Spanish app.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I agreed to 5 minutes a day because you got to know who you are. So
well, you'll know Spanish by the time you're 300.
Right?
See,
I'll say, yeah, I got that fucking in cervezas and shit, but I'm learning who, like, what a kid and an adult, so I'm just only very, very small.
putos. Everybody's putos.
Everybody's a puto. You little puto, big puto.
El puto.
Here's a fun fact that I didn't know. Not to double back in the conversation. There's video of the Joe Rogan show in its entirety on Spotify.
Told you.
Yep.
Kind of figured they were either doing it or, yeah.
And people hate that. People are so bummed.
People can get fucked.
Then there's that
Oh,
angle.
no. I can't watch it free in this one place. I have to watch it free on this other easy-to-use app.
I know. It sucks
It's
to
a fucking
say.
real problem.
I know, it sucks to say get fucked, but it's also everybody needs to toughen up a little bit. Yeah, you can't find it. Get fucked. Like
Well, it
figure
depends
your
on
shit out.
Right. If you're
Especially
just like
him. How can you not find him?
I know.
You can pretty much say it to your phone without touching it, and it'll fucking find him.
Yes.
Like just say the word into say, "Hey, dickhead," the name of the phone, and then say his name. You're off to the races. Tell me you can't find it.
Yep.
What's up with all these podcasts? Where are they? Fuck, man. I mean, you know, I get it because I didn't even know the purple thing that says podcast. I was trying to find podcasts, Michael, on the app thing. So I get it. But it's just like
They're all hiding in there.
it's just like when we first started chopping
It's like
wood.
a mystical closet of wonders.
I could show you the first time I tried to chop the wood, and then I can show you the last time we practiced and we got better. I believe I can do a spin kick through one now.
A spin kick, you say?
Yeah, I was working on
Bullshit,
spin kicks. Yeah,
puto.
no, nice, Michael. Listen, El Cajone. What is that? Is that balls? Did I say balls?
I believe you did.
Yeah. Did I say I'm balls?
I think you
He
said the balls.
The balls.
I said the balls.
Yep.
Listen, the balls. Right. Yeah, I'm halfway there. I'll see. A couple more 5-minute lessons. You'll see next week.
My hand still hurts from punching that board.
Yeah, that is making me not want to do, because if I do a spin kick, the spin kick that I was working on yesterday with my, I got the little punchy stick bag thing upstairs, so I was trying to kick into that, but I was just hitting it with I was like putting my toe out and hitting it with my toe. If you're gonna do the board, you got to hit it with your heel.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah.
So, but your chopping angle, I'm not sure how a heel approaches the board when it's spin kicking. I guess you would hold it sideways.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you would hold it, I think you would hold it like this.
No. Really?
Yeah.
Would you want to have your head further away from that?
Oh, yeah. I'm just talking about the angle. I am definitely not holding the board
But
like
if
this.
but my heel goes sideways at you.
You would hold it out like this.
You're not understand. I think we should try it.
Okay. I mean, when I was a kid, and I might be digging myself into a hole here, but, I feel like I've talked a lot of shit, but I've sort of backed some of it up. When I was doing Taekwondo and stuff, what I demonstrated was a roundhouse kick. I would break boards like that barefoot.
You see my drink just flew out of the bottle and smacked me in the fucking face. And I just jizzed on my drink just jizzed on me.
It likes
Sorry.
you.
Sorry.
It's
But
how
I-
they show affection.
I've done it
I
flat
love you
foot.
too, Beverage. Thank you.
I've done it barefoot with flat with the front of my foot and kicked through a board.
Oh, wait. What? You did the top of your foot kick?
Yeah.
That's how Sensei Rick taught you to do it?
Yeah.
Are we talking about right now you're going to do that and I'm going to do the wheel kick?
I'm not saying I'm going to, but I did it when I was a kid.
I think karate, this is the thing with karate, how it's stupid, is, that's probably where you kick it in karate because that's where it's kind of convenient when you're hitting a pad. But if you're kicking through wood,
Let me show you.
it's your shin, not your fucking foot. You break your fucking foot.
So, obviously, like, on my Instagram profile, you know, you can like pin stories.
Yeah.
So I have a pinned story from when. You see how I just kicked that?
Yes.
I had sneakers on, but I would do that for like a new belt, like in the test, barefoot.
Through a piece of wood.
Yeah.
As big as those pieces of wood?
So it's the same thickness, but those are a little more gigantic than the boards I was
So it makes it
using.
easier, though, doesn't it?
It might.
In theory.
Yeah.
You want to hold this wheel kick? Because I'm fucking sore, too. That's what I got to mention. For people that said, hey, why don't you do some exercise videos for Patreon? I did. So I did one on Sunday, and I'll do some more this week. If anybody wants to get in a little better shape, I do. So, Katie and I did some stretches, and then we did a circuit where all you would need is a kettlebell, or you don't even have to have it. You could just do the exercises that I did. But because I don't do circuit training, I just do boxing and kickboxing, and it's fucking stupid, dude. Like if I go for a run, or if I do the things that I can't, my body knows, I don't like circuit training. So I did this. I saw the On It thing on Twitter, and I was like, I'll take this guy's On It workout, and I'll modify it a little bit, and I'll give it to the guys on Patreon with Katie and I's yoga stretches at the start. So as soon as I start doing these workouts on the legs, dude, my hammies. And we just did it 3 times over, and my hammies are so fucking sore, just from doing what you call the ski where you jump from one foot to the other, staying on one foot, leap over to the other side, leap over the other side.
Like a slalom?
It's called. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, like an exaggerated running motion, but in place.
All right, let's see.
Wait, you're too close.
Like you go from like.
Oh, so just big sideways 1 foot lunges.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's not the lunge; it's the stabilizing and balance on each side.
You gotta keep on 1 foot.
Yeah.
It's like a constant
But
parry.
those and the burpees, and then kettlebell swings, and then squats. This shit is completely bullshit. So if anybody wants to get a workout, I know for a fact it worked because I can feel it. Let's do this.
Let's try it.
thing.
Yeah.
I bought at Michael Catherwood's suggestion, because he too is on Patreon, some resistance bands.
Yeah.
So now
they
like
totally work.
when it's just nice. I wouldn't say that I have a regimen just yet. I'll get to that, but it's nice when I'm like just happen to be sitting and watching some television with my kids that I don't even care to be watching. It's just like shit you can do while you're just kind of around. Yeah.
So how would you I need it this way because I hit it.
It's coming from the
back.
side.
Do you know what I'm saying?
So I'll hold it like this.
Like if you gotta hold it like that.
You keep on doing the same thing, and just you guys are going in a circle. Say he's going to come in from the side. That's why you can't be holding it facing him. You have to hold it.
Yeah, but if I'm holding it like this, I don't have a solid grip on it. It's not going to break. But either kick the
You need
board
to turn it the other way.
Look.
If I go the other way, it's going to be bad again.
It's gotta be like that.
Okay.
You need to one way or another present the face to your side, not in front of you.
A little bit of an angle like this.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Thank you as always to our board sponsor, Ham's Custom Cabinets,
Nice.
for all your custom cabinet needs.
I love the tone of it's like golf right now. It's like I'm about to tee off. Okay, now move it out of the way. Let me try a couple because I'm sore. Okay, higher or lower?
Change your kitchens from now to wow
So should I hold it like this?
Why? No,
with
We're
Ham's
going a
Custom
little low.
Cabinets.
Well, one was high, one was low. Back there.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, fair enough. I would say that too.
You're gonna break a knuckle.
You know what? Phil. Get it?
Oh boy.
It's recording.
Uh-huh.
Wait.
Swing better.
Whoa! You knocked the section out of the middle.
Holy shit! Oh, man. Just don't show the other two, you know? Wow. We can edit that where it looks like I know what I'm doing. Thank you. Wow.
You should have like
Bad about that.
you should have some setup with clamps in the morning, so you wake up and break something
Right?
to start your day.
Clamps. Ooh, because having other people hold it is definitely only a matter of time before that goes wrong.
No, you should get Johnny Five from Short Circuit to hold it for you.
I just kick Johnny 5. Be a way better idea.
Oh no, I have feelings.
Purposely just hire somebody
Chappie
to boot.
feels.
Isn't that
That's Chappie. Yeah.
isn't the guy with no neck from the dating thing? He's available for stuff. He'd be fun to kick.
The
Pauly Shore's on him. You know that?
why can't I remember his name?
Ed.
Yeah, No Neck Ed.
Yeah. Pauly Shore does like shows with him now.
Wow, I mean the energy on that must be palpable.
Oh my God!
I mean-
if Louis J. Gomez sees that, he's going to shit a brick. I look like
You were like when Jessime came on and she kicked through a board and she was super pumped afterwards. There is a thing that rushes through you. Like
Yeah.
starting your day breaking karate boards isn't the worst idea in the world.
right? Just like it's gonna add up money wise.
I'm telling you,
Wood is not cheap these
I'll
days.
go with you to the hardware store. I'll point out the
They
planks. so you
don't
have
have
to do
those
that.
at the hardware store. Just so you know, who is it again?
Ham's Custom Cabinets.
Hams, you're the fucking man. Out of any board that I've ever chopped in my life, Hams Custom Board are the number one boards that I like to chop. If I'm doing a chopping board seminar, I don't go there without these boards.
But like you said, it's going to add up. And the ones that I bought when we were doing it at the old studio, it's you just buy one giant plank and then they cut it into like 10 pieces. It's super cheap, and I'm telling you, those are easy to break. I
How
was
about
fucking those up.
you, instead of like having me a part of that, how about you get those, big boy, and have
Okay.
those delivered? You know what I mean? So that because I feel like that's what I was going to say. I was going to bring him to the Logan Paul show, and I was so spaced out. So I brought all my fighting gear, the stuff that I fought, my pink fighting gear that I fought Simon Woodstock in, like that custom shit. I brought it all, pink socks, my whole kit, and I said, like, let's fight. And he was like, really? I'm like, I got my shit in the car. We can fight right now. And he was like, we could maybe spar afterwards. But it wasn't that committed. Like, I wasn't sure on... I almost was going to wear it underneath my clothes and then take it off and then just start punching him.
Sure.
But yeah, but not proper punching him. Just fucking with him. So it'd be a fun video.
Yeah, when he was on the show, he straight up committed to sparring with you.
Yeah. And then I had a long meeting with his coach before the show and after. He took me to the back and showed me the ring in the back and showed me the gym, and he's like, see that guy in there? Like, they walk past this one room in the back, and it's like three black dudes. Like, that's Drake's barber, and I'm like, cool. Drake's barber's here, and he's giving people shaves in this side room while these guys are partying and doing podcasts. And as I get back in the car after I get shown the gym and offered custom gloves for money, and I'm okay. I get in my Jeep, my pink Jeep, and there's Logan back out there. Somebody just dropped off a brand new supercharged Raptor for him to like scope out. He came over and like banged on the window, wanted to get a photo because I'm the guy with the pink Jeep. I was like, yep, there you go. Get your fucking snapshot of the dickhead that would get a pink Jeep. So much wrath comes from that color, I swear. So many people are like, that's your car? I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, it's a statement. I'm like, yep, it is.
You know what? People said the same thing to Cameron when he had a purple Lambo. So
Yeah. Well, mine's I'm gonna get Go Spit stickers. I haven't put it on yet because I haven't had time to wash my Jeep. But the Go Spit guy that sent me the sticker and the T-shirt, that's exactly what I was looking for, to stick on my car, to make the car be like, yeah, man, I support if you think the gay community, but I'm also, I love Lethal Weapon.
I also support Lethal Weapon.
So like maybe don't fuck with this guy. I don't fuck with people that are into Lethal Weapon. You know.
No.
Anybody who thinks Danny Glover's Go Spit was good and got like, who the fuck says that is my boy, you know? Because
I can't believe that never caught
I don't
on.
even care what year. Like I was the prime demographic for this movie. I was 20s or whatever, and it was like, here you go, action for mindless dudes to watch, and Go Spit, not from America, but I'd been in America enough to go, I got all kinds of friends from all kinds of areas in America, and no one's ever told me to go spit.
Go Spit,
How
huh?
did he fucking come up with that?
Did they start speaking of Lethal Weapon catchphrases, did they start in the first one with the "we're too old for this shit"?
No. Oh, yeah, because Danny was
He was
Getting
too old
for this shit.
from the jump. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Because remember, he was going to retire, and it was his birthday was coming, and then they give him a new guy who's like a crazy guy. Remember? Because he's like, God, you know what I mean? I got this. He starts jabbering to himself. Goddamn birthday, and I got this guy trying to kill himself.
Yeah.
And then
Go
Mel's
spit
like,
me.
Mel's like, hey, happy birthday, man. Didn't know that. Starts eating an onion or whatever it was.
Right. Yeah, his 50th birthday celebration is
Yeah.
the start of Lethal Weapon. He has begun to consider retirement, hence his
There it is.
catchphrase, "I'm too old for this shit."
When
and
they
that's
do
why,
the-
and that's
First
why
one.
he is so frustrated to be partnered with the loose cannon. that
Who
is
jumps
Ray.
off a building with a crazy guy, and then after he jumps off the building, he takes him into a abandoned store, which is in the building the guy jumped off, and that's when Mel puts the gun. He's like, when Danny puts the gun under his chin, and fucking Mel clicks it, and Danny puts his thumb in the firing pin, and it goes on the pin, and they're both like face to face, and Mel just fucking tried to shoot his brains out, and now it's like this weird discussion in the car about 50th birthday and onions, and that's kind of where they actually bro down. I feel like that's when they finally are like partners, when he tries to shoot his own brains out.
That's
So-
how they're going to drive you apart or bring you together.
Love, man, it's a killer, you know.
Which is the one where he sat on the explosive rigged toilet
That's
seat?
way older. Yeah, that's
Is
when.
that 2 or 3?
Nah, that's when Jet Li's
That's
around.
4?
Isn't it?
Well, 3 is where Rene Russo comes into the mix.
Yeah,
And Joe
she's
Pesci,
in that.
right?
She's
Joe
in the
Pesci?
toilet one, right?
I want to say it's
Pesci never left.
2 because I don't even know if I've seen 3, and I've seen
Yeah,
the
you
toilet
might be
bit.
right.
God, those are the best movie breasts of all time. Those
Who,
and
Rene
Travolta's.
Russo?
No, with all due respect to Rene Russo.
Yeah, I don't
No.
even know if
Wait,
you
did
need
you
to give
just
her
say
any
breasts?
respect. What the fuck
Yeah.
is that?
Who showed their tits in Lethal Weapon?
What's her name? She's
The blonde girl that
oh my god,
died? The South African?
Patsy Kensit,
Oh, no way.
Liam Gallagher's wife, baby mama.
Did she die?
Did Patsy Kensit die? Well,
Oh, yeah, it does look like
her breasts live on.
Joe Pesci was introduced in Lethal Weapon 2.
She's alive.
Man, what a franchise.
I see Tyler Posey is trending on social media,
Uh-oh.
Got an album, right?
and it looks like he showed his meatus on,
OnlyFans?
I guess, but it's already on Twitter.
Finally.
Yeah.
It was only a matter of time.
If you can't take the meatus, get out of the kitchen.
That's what I'm saying.
Just
That's
the
what
meatus,
I've always
huh?
said. There's this thing. It's got to be bots on Twitter where when something trends, like 90% of the tweets that are making up the number that's making it trend are people going, "Man, I'm just looking to see why this person's trending," and it's just all like meme photos.
So annoying.
People being like, it's like fucking Denzel Washington in The Equalizer. It's that one guy from that reality show that does the double take when he finds out he lost. Like, it's just that same shit over and over and over. So I had to scroll down quite a bit to find one long clip that I don't have the audio on, so I don't know what he's saying. But I couldn't make much of the longer clip. The shorter clip, I did indeed see his meatus.
I had to blur my
Is it a
buddy's
bone or
meatus.
is it a soft?
I actually thought that he was showing his balls
Not that impressive.
because
then.
he's holding it like just to let the dick head out.
Oh.
So-
So showing a little bit of knob?
Yeah.
He's hiding the shaft.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, I guess, sign up for his OnlyFans for the whole thing. I don't, or maybe he should. I'm looking at a 14-second clip right now,
I
so
don't
maybe
know how
there's-
you feel about it, Michael, but I like it because I feel like, and I know you know me to be an egotistical maniac, as I've admitted several times, but I really would, I don't care who gets the story out at this point. If it's like you're not gonna get any of your story out, but Tyler Posey's gonna get the whole fucking story out to like millions more people than you.
I'm looking
Great.
at his cock right now on leakedmeat.com.
Yeah.
whole thing?
The whole thing, a bone.
Oh, yeah.
Leaked meat.
Oh, cool.
He's got a hard on?
Oh, yeah. He's pulling it out of his pants and jerking it.
No way.
Wow.
Was
Is
this
that on his OnlyFans?
Leakedmeat.com.
Not anymore.
Was it on purpose?
It looked very intentional. He was like
Yeah.
holding the camera above him and making eye contact.
I feel like if he does that, then it's more like in the end you just start to not care, and that's
It's nice.
it's like if somebody is a famous person or not a famous person, and they have an account where you pay money to see them jerk off. So I really know I'm super against sex slavery and like people pushing people into that stuff, but I also have friends that just want to do that for a living.
Yeah,
they
fuck
like doing it, and they get shadow banned for saying it. It's not like we're trying to make it on our own with our agents and managers, and we have a Patreon, and we're not allowed to fucking say Patreon on social media. I mean, I know there's not another side that's this big evil side of podcasting where they steal children, so I get the difference, but it's still it seems like there's all these kids getting stolen from orphanages and all this shit, and you ban Lee Raven. I mean, I know she's not banned, but you shadow ban people like that, or Malice gets shadow banned because she's got an OnlyFans account where she shows her ass.
The male nudity is becoming way more like prevalent and mainstream. Like a lot of times now, if they always show why a movie is rated R, and it'll be like grisly violence, gore, nudity.
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays, anytime you see a movie is rated R for nudity, it's like, oh, they're showing some dong in that.
Tasteful scrotum.
There's even that. I told you about that movie
That's
that was
good
on
news.
Netflix, but they took it off right after I talked about it on the show. There was a movie called Love, where the movie starts with some dude getting his dick sucked, like for real.
Yeah, you
like
can see it.
porno. Yeah, she's like very slowly. It's like the most sad, boring hand job ever. But
Yeah.
and then she starts like putting the tip in her mouth and jacking it off, and then
Wow,
he's thumbing her pussy with his other
you
hand.
can see it.
But she's got a bit of a hairy beeve, so his thumb is covering any vagina skin you would
Yeah.
see. But he's rubbing, he's flicking, and then he busts a nut all over her face and just jizzes on her mouth. And then the movie starts.
Wait, you see cum?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's a guy, I don't know if you watched that show Devs on Hulu, but one of
No.
like the main guys from Devs, that's him getting his ding dong sucked.
That's his real penis and his real cum. It wasn't stunt cum.
No, all real.
Wow.
And this was not the Netflix series Love. This is
No.
something different.
It's
You
like
just
I
hire
think it's a
small
foreign
hands
movie.
for some stunt cum.
No, it's a wide shot. You see
know
his face
small-
and his penis.
You know, Small Hands does trans stuff with Joanna,
No.
with Aubrey Kate. They film stuff together. It's pretty cool. I mean, I don't really talk to those guys anymore, but
Yeah.
as I said, for the cause, I give a fuck. I'm very proud of Small Hands to be a straight guy that, he's like, so what? Aubrey Kate's hot. I think that's awesome. I don't
Yeah.
really know. I didn't watch I don't watch porns. I just see people post on Twitter that that's a new porn coming out and that they got awards for it and all this shit. I'm like, wow, that's, I feel like when I was friends with those guys, if Small Hands fucked Aubrey Kate 10 years ago, that, he would have been retired for that. He wouldn't be fucking other women after it.
Yeah, you would have been in your own
Yeah.
special category.
It's kind of like the black guys. There was a time there where if you're a white girl and you film with black guys, then certain guys and girls don't film with you anymore. That was a thing.
Yikes.
Yeah, not that long ago, because you're talking to a guy who doesn't know. I mean, I know porn from Joanna Angel and people like that, where I'm standing there listening to their drama, and it sounded. There was a time there where either one of those, you did any trans or gay or ethnicities, mainly black, then there was a market you were no longer allowed in.
Right, once you went black.
Yeah, crazy, right? Crazy world.
Yeah, it is a crazy world. I recently, yesterday, was reading a book about drug legalization, and I came across something that I found crazy. This guy, Paul LePage, was the governor of Maine.
Yeah.
And this is like not that long ago. He was actually the governor of Maine until 2019, and he said like the most crazy racist thing ever. And you just like read something, you're like, I must have read that wrong. Okay, wait, but I must have seen the year wrong on that. Okay, wait, but he wasn't the governor. He was just like the councilman of some small town. It's like, no, Maine Governor Paul LePage. They're talking about how they were having their opioid issue, and you'd heard about people who got addicted to prescription drugs and they couldn't get them, so all of a sudden they were buying just heroin. And this guy just said, I can't find the exact quote, I'll find it in a second, but he basically said there's a bunch of guys with names like T-Bone, and he basically just made up some stereotypical black names that come up from New York, sell us heroin, and before they leave, impregnate white girls.
Whoa!
And he was the fucking governor of Maine like 2 years ago.
Oh. That's not even surprising to me at all, just based off little snippets of news where there's people that are in charge now. I'm not going to go down that road. But people that are big names in politics, where I've heard them say stuff lately, where I'm like, whoa, you guys are, I got to keep watching surf videos. You guys are really bumming me out. I'm out of here.
Yeah, here we go. There are guys with the name D-Money, Smoothie, Shifty, these type of guys. They come up from Connecticut and New York. They come up here. They sell their heroin. They go back home.
No one sees Shifty coming.
Incidentally, half the time they impregnate a young white girl before they leave.
My fucking God.
Which is a real sad thing, because then we have another issue we have to deal with down the road.
Oh my. Yeah.
I will say this though, Smoothie has the best heroin. I know that for a fact.
But you got to give it to Shifty to get it here.
Smoothie.
Shifty ripped me off.
These guys have names like Smoothie and Kale and Cucumber. Where am I?
Oh, man.
I've had good experiences with D-Money, but I with all due...
Man, how fucking dare you be in charge of anything?
In Republican Governor Paul LePage's defense, I did get ripped off by Shifty.
You haven't lived until you've been ripped off by Shifty.
They come up here with these names like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
My fucking golf cart almost caught on fire, and so did the house.
What?
Yeah, what have you guys been up to? I think it's like all our dealing with fire lately, but I was driving to the supermarket in the golf cart, and all of a sudden I smell like crazy burning, and to me, because golf carts got no doors, I'm like, wow, somebody's shit is on fire. And I remember it was one of those outdoor gyms, with they made like the gym in the parking lot thing, so it's all the mums and shit, and I'm like, man, gotta suck to be working out in this stench. And then we drive past it, and I'm like, wait, my screen on my golf cart is gone. I'm like, oh no, it's not this, is it? I'm like, man, this thing just got serviced. It's not even old. And then we pulled up at the supermarket and opened the back, and the batteries have got this weird smell. And now I'm thinking, we might be stuck on the side of the road with this thing, but I can't. I'm not gonna. We're at the supermarket. I got to try and make it back. So it makes it back. Katie calls the place, and we go up there, and they gave me another one to use, like a loaner, while they fix the other one. And then they said that they would make my one go faster, because apparently you can program it. But it was what's the thing that just overheated and started burning? But it was
They're gonna hook you up with NOS?
There was this little compressor thing that runs
converter.
The converter. Yeah, that was on fire. Like there was smoke coming out of it. And then I think it was the same day.
The day before.
Oh, the day before. This fucking thing that we've never really used, because what's it called?
It's a dumbwaiter.
There's a dumbwaiter, and as a, I didn't know anybody could ever have a little elevator in their house that went up and down and carried groceries and shit. That is like a real cool thing to me. I want to press it all the time. So I think it broke in like the first week that we had it, so we never used it. I was like, well, that was cool. But now, my kids eat too many snacks, and I'm trying to secretly cut their cheating, they're like going to the pantry, help themselves life. I have meals for them and things to do because I'm like, maybe pandemic has got you too, in my opinion, a little.
I feel your pain.
I'd prefer if you guys tighten it up a little bit. So anyway, we hide all the chips and stuff in this little, what's it called again?
Dumbwaiter.
Dumbwaiter. In the dumbwaiter. It's like this big, like a door like that. So it's like basically a little fridge, but nothing cold. It's just a compartment. So I go in there to have some chips, and because I'm allowed to, I go to the gym, I work out. So I'm trying to pull the door, and I'm like, man, it won't open. So I press one of the buttons because it's got like 4 buttons, and apparently whichever button whatever floor you're on, you're supposed to press that button, the number, and then it goes to the thing, and you open it, and you get your fucking groceries. So it's not happening. And I'm like, fuck, I don't care, I give up. And then I walk off, and then like 5 minutes later, there's smoke, like tons of smoke, dude, just coming out from underneath it, and they're filling up the house. And I'm like, and I put my head next to the door, and I'm listening, and I'm like, I thought I heard fire. So I started freaking out. I thought I was going to have to pour water down there, but I don't know why she thought it was funny, but I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm in this, a lot of crazy things have happened lately. It wouldn't surprise me if the fucking house caught on fire. So I was a little bit worried, but apparently it just like simmered down. But is somebody coming to finally fix that as well?
I talked to the landlord about it, and he was like,
He just
"Yeah,
said turn it off.
just unplug it."
So that means, you know, that it's for how flashy it sounds. Because to me, when I first saw it, I thought this is kind of one of those things where it's like a steam shower. Like if someone's house has a steam shower, I'm like, ooh, fucking check you out, you know? But on the scale of check out my dumbwaiter, even if it worked, it's kind of shit. It doesn't really. I mean, unless you're an old person, maybe,
Well,
and you really can't carry a bag of groceries up the stairs.
Yeah, I guess it really depends on the capacity of it. Because I can see where you're parking on the ground floor in the garage, and you want to get the stuff to the middle floor, which is where the kitchen is. I can see where it would be nice if you didn't have to carry your grocery bags up there.
Yeah.
But if it can only put like a bag or 2 bags in it, then I don't know. But if you could put 5 bags in there, then that saves you.
Well, that was the thing. I might take some responsibility on if when we first used it. You could probably fit like 3 bags.
Yeah.
And if you put 4, then it catches and it rips stuff off, and then
You
like
put 15 kettlebells in it?
no, I put like a fucking cream brulee in there, and it ripped the bag open and knocked the cream brulee in half down the elevator. So I think maybe the fire is from like 3-month-old cream brulee.
I got that out. I figured out how to get that out. It was a pain in the ass, but yeah.
It's down there with Webster's corpse.
It might be.
There's some sketchy shit down there for sure. Yeah. Some poor critters have been stuck down there for eternity for sure.
Yeah, that's all that was ever meant to me when I was a kid. Webster, the Different Strokes knockoff with Emmanuel Lewis, who was
Yeah.
a human knockoff of Gary Coleman.
Man, that's so fucked up. I thought they were like 2 different. That was like Prince and Michael Jackson to me. They were both talented, small individuals.
He rode the dumbwaiter in his house.
Webster was cuter.
And that had to have
Agreed.
been like
And for longer.
some
I'm
like
sorry, what?
And for longer.
Yeah. The other guy turned into a real prick, right?
Yeah, Emmanuel Lewis was always cute, and I think it pissed him off.
You
Yeah.
think some like white TV executive was like, "They're having success with that guy. Find me another black midget."
Yeah.
And
Pretty
then
much.
somebody presented him with one.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was probably a little bit more of I forget how, if it was stage or something. I think Different Strokes was successful, and Emmanuel Lewis did start to make a little bit of a name for himself. Maybe he was like on Star Search or something, and I think it was just real easy to connect the dots of there's another kid that can be another Gary Coleman. We'll do that same thing with him. Because it was crazy how it was the same plot. It was another rich white family that adopted him.
Oh, shit, it was too.
Yeah.
And
Every-
we didn't even... Man,
No.
stupid.
Entertainment always has to come in twos, you know, like the Volcano and Dante's Peak.
I don't know if it's...
and like
Lambada and the Forbidden
Isn't it
Dance.
more like something, a lot of people are, especially Hollywood, are bloodsuckers. Like if something's hot, then everybody's looking to regurgitate it. You know, like what's all the superhero movies? Like they weren't all the go until one fucking hit the roof, and now it's just constant bombarding of Batman's out, fucking Spider-Man's super ass with Wonder Woman's gerbils. Like it's just all constant superhero shit. It never used to be that.
No, right. There's the famous fact that Sony,
Like zombies. Zombies is hot.
Yeah.
So everyone makes zombie movies.
God, zombies have been hot for so long. Like
Do you
everybody's
think
got to
there's
calm the
waves
fucking
of it though?
zombie down.
Like you could say that 2019 or 18 was because there was several zombie movies and TV shows that were high rated. Like what's the main TV show one?
Walking
Walking
Dead.
Dead, yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking gigantic. And then then they had all these other movies.
To me, it was pretty clearly, and I don't follow that genre all that closely. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mel Brooks' son, Max Brooks, wrote a book, and I remember I got a free copy of it when I worked at the Carson Daly Show. So like 2004, called The Zombie Survival Guide. And I was like,
Yeah.
funny man Mel Brooks' son is trying to make his own comedy career, zombie survival. I was like, God, this sounds like something his dad would have written. This sounds like Spaceball shit. This sounds corny as fuck. Zombies are old and stupid, and nobody likes zombies. And then I think he also wrote World War Z?
I think he wrote the book for it. Yeah,
Exactly. And to
So-
me, that's what got the ball. Max Brooks, to me, started the zombie revival.
That's
Well,
my
also-
favorite zombie movie, I think.
It could have been because I know Zack
Maybe it's
Snyder
'cause Brad Pitt.
and James Gunn wrote it, the Dawn of the Dead remake in 2004.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing that and being like pumped on it, and I feel like that started a huge kickoff of a bunch of zombie movies as well.
And I don't know where
And-
Shaun of the Dead mixes into this. That's also going back well. But
Yeah,
this
that
is
was
this is
that was
like,
after
okay.
2004.
Shaun
I
of the
think.
Dead was really good too.
This is
Yeah.
like a 20-year run. Like
Yeah.
like my kids would never know that there was ever. We'll never know that there was ever a time that it wasn't like a genre. Zombies are just a genre.
Yeah,
I feel like zombies have done so well that if there was real zombies, a lot of us would survive
No
longer
doubt.
because of all the zombie movies.
100%.
The information.
probably.
I think just apocalyptic scenarios in general. I mean, maybe 1% of people would have survived, and now like 2.5% of people will survive. It's not a big difference,
Right.
but it is a substantial difference. That's still doubling the human population.
I would say
that
when it
survives.
comes to like people that have a full brain, their survival rate just went up like 25%.
yeah.
Doesn't the CDC have a zombie survival guideline? Like for a joke, but they have it. And
Yeah.
they recently updated it.
I believe you're right.
Yeah, I remember seeing headlines about that in the past couple of days. Yeah, and there's still good ones coming out. Like there's this Korean zombie movie called Train to Busan that's fucking awesome. It's so good.
I don't know. I've always been impressed by European zombie movies because I usually hate reading shit subtitles, but I've watched a couple of I can't tell which country it's from. All I know is just like, man, this is really scary. There's some new ones in black and white. That makes no sense.
And then
Maybe it's not that new.
Zack Snyder's got
Who's Zack Snyder?
he directed Watchmen and
Oh, okay.
some of like those DC superhero movies.
That was good.
And yeah, so he did that. He directed the Dawn of the Dead remake, and I know people really wanted a sequel to that, and he's kind of sort of making one, like the one with Batista. I don't know if you saw the trailers for that, but it takes place in the same world, but it's not like a direct sequel.
I love Batista.
But
He's
yeah,
great.
There's
Yeah.
it's coming
You
to
see,
Netflix.
The one where he has to hang out with a little girl and he
no,
has hair?
the Uber,
Okay.
the Uber guy,
Stuber.
Stuber.
Yeah.
I
No.
like Stuber.
I'd watch Stuber.
Yeah, that was solid.
Yeah. He should just shave his head though.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's just like fucking seriously, dude. Look at The
looks
Rock.
Ludicrous with
Way
hair.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks absolutely ludicrous.
I know Logan Paul's talking about hair or whatever, and I was saying, you're lucky you have a generation where, if you feel like you're going thin, there's pills you can take that can fix this. And they were like, oh, there's a place in Turkey you can get an operation. I'm like, what are you so worried about? And what is it with you guys with your hair forward? And he's like, yeah, I'll have a haircut like different when I get older. I guess it's more like I'm gonna stay like Bieber for as long as I can. I go, seriously though, like this, like like that's your actual thing. He's like, well, I got a big forehead, and I was like, you got a big forehead? He's like, yeah. I'm like, show me, and he goes, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. If you don't want to pull your hair back, I totally understand. and then he's like, oh, fuck that. You know what I mean? Look at this.
Right.
And I'm like,
The big forehead is less embarrassing than the potentially going bald thing.
just so fucking. You're talking to, as you know, Kevin, the bald expert. You know what I mean? Like the guy that knows every. To me, it was like the guy on CSI was. I'm a bald detective, and I started my questioning on his hair, and within the first quarter of this hair interview, I knew that he was a balding guy. I knew it. They both are. That's why they
Is
both
his dad
have
bald?
crazy pushed forward.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not the haircut you want to have. It looks like it's pushed back from the back of their head this way. Like they don't want to pull it back. They want to save the front bit.
Yeah.
Because it's thinning.
Right. So why aren't they doing the stuff? The stuff works, doesn't it?
I reckon they probably are. They don't want to. That it's the same as. They even said, they don't want. They would never bring it up. That's right. They said they knew this place. They go to Turkey, and they cover your hotel expenses. Blah blah blah. You pay this one big sum, and they do it where you're gone on your back before anybody knows. And I was like, why do you have to be back before anybody knows? And he's like, well, so nobody knows. And I'm like, but I mean, why not help people and tell them that it works? He's like, dude, where we are in our lives, like, it's not a good look to.
Right.
And I go, oh, okay, wow, I didn't even think of that, because.
Well, they have young fans, and being bald is not cool.
Right, because then
if you're
KSI,
15.
if you do a hair thing, then KSI can make fun of him for having a hair thing.
That's right.
And then there's all those fans that want to get on him for having hair. But it's just funny to because they're doing all the things that we've done. Like his interviews, the show, they start the show, then they have the guests, and, they ask crazy stuff. They can roll with anything, and like their forehead, and I was like, okay, not getting old, not all bad, because there was a time there where I super was worried about my hairline.
Mm-hmm.
It like was an extra worry in my life, and now I'm like, fuck, even shit where somebody brought up something about old ears. I can't remember who it was. And I know that I got a couple friends where I'm like, dang, man, there's some wrinkles in your ears.
Yeah, man. That's always the
now
tell
I've
for
got
me.
them, and I'm like the amount of worry that I got from seeing it fucking was like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. Like at this point, on the scale of 50-year-olds, I'm fine, man. Get a wrinkly ear.
There's a photo that's I don't know, like on Reddit or something today. Like getting old is just not what it used to be. There's the cast of Train Spotting, which I guess is 25 years old now. Did you see it? Like they look awesome. Every single fucking one of them looks awesome. The little guy that beats everybody up has a gray mustache. Like they were not fucking child actors in that movie.
Yeah.
They were grown-up adult people who could legally buy beverages anywhere in the world, and it's 25 years later and they look fucking fine.
Yep.
They look great. I do not read them as old people at all. And I'll go one further. I think I wouldn't want to I wouldn't make a magic wish to go bald so I could start taking the baldness shit to make it stop. But I think a lot of people whose hair I like the best actually have receded a bit. Like I want to do like more of like a pompadour kind of thing, and I would help if I had a little bit more of defined like temples. Hair loss in my temples. When I look at haircuts, people go, oh, that's cool. I want that guy's hair. They actually have a further back hairline than I do. And it can't be a coincidence. These guys are using stuff. It would have been back in the day, that guy would have had hair, and then he would have looked what I consider really cool for about 2 years, and then he would have shaved his head. Yeah. Now these guys notice that's what's going on, and they freeze it where it is. Yeah. But people who freeze their hair when it starts receding, I often think that looks better than people who don't have receding hairlines at all. I truly mean that.
I've been contemplating if I should try taking some of those things.
We're about to get sponsored by that for the podcast. Maybe you could be the guinea pig and try it.
Yeah, because, I mean, I've had the same hairline for a while, but I do have just, there's zero body or volume in my fucking hair. I just have like
and when you get older, even if you're not going to be a full bald guy, it is going to get thinner. That is the reality.
You can also get extensions.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, because
just wear a big bandana and extensions, play a lot of acoustic guitar, and fucking Taj Mahal, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I put sometimes when I go to sleep, I'll put my hair up in a fucking top knot.
You better laugh after that.
I don't like.
We're about to jump you.
My hair gets like a little greasy
Top
throughout the
knot,
day, and I don't want to
motherfucker.
sleep and have it like resting on me and get a bunch of pimples when I wake up.
Oh my god! You know what, dude? Easy on the gay, all right? You're freaking me out. You don't want to get your face to touch your hair to touch your
stand
face.
here and be bashed like this.
You know, look.
I
It's on
prefer
Patreon.
I prefer Butch Kevin.
Yeah, what happened to you, man?
Kevin I knew was all banned.
Do you need to get on testosterone?
Probably. But I do.
Your hair, if you got dirty hair, you should wash your hair. But what's wrong with your hair touching your face? And you don't even get pimples.
Look at me.
Yeah,
I don't see anything.
I know. Okay, I see.
Look at me looking at you.
They're not. All right. I feel like I haven't looked at my face enough today, but I feel like I have as many pimple marks as you do. I gotta have one, right? I don't know. God, I look tired today. Whatever.
I mean, my hair does get like when the day goes on. I take a shower.
Yeah.
My hair looks passable for a few hours, and then it slowly gets stringier and stringier and stringier. And by the end of the day, my hair's fucking greasy looking. It
Do you
looks
have
like
a shower again?
I don't shower twice in a day.
Why not?
It's delightful. You jerk off in there.
I've heard.
Oh, man, I don't want to keep rolling with it, but yeah. I've jerked off sometimes now because of my pills. I can't hold on as long as I used to. So my new thing is I rub one out before it's like I go on first dates with my wife all the time now. Like if I'm going to do her, I do myself first and then I wait like
All you got to do is something about Mary. Empty the chamber.
Yeah, because otherwise
Pork and beans, bro.
What?
Wasn't that the joke? Didn't he get his dick stuck in the zipper and then her
And his like ball.
his
Oh,
and
oh.
the retarded brother was
Yeah,
saying pork
yeah.
and beans? Yeah.
Man. Oh. You ever done that?
I remember one time getting, I think, my dick head in. I was so little that I wasn't wearing underwear, and I had the one-piece pajamas that you zip all the way from the ankle up. I remember getting my dick head in that when I was a child.
Ooh. I've had the foreskin in there because
Right, sure.
that's usually the thing that's going to catch if I'm going to get caught.
Wow.
So I feel like it's not as bad as a knob caught in there, you know?
I've never had it. I've never had a zipper incident.
Well, lucky you, man. I
Well,
was going to say you haven't lived, but I totally disagree. You can totally live with that happening.
Yeah, I'm happy where I am.
Yeah.
But the whole reason I brought up the top knot thing is like you feel like when you put hair up, it like bundles together
Yes.
and looks a little full.
You just want to look like a ninja with your weird pajama pants on. Don't lie.
I don't want to walk around in public like it.
Right,
like
but you
that.
like to
my
look
hair,
in the mirror with
my
your
hair is-
pajama pants and your ninja bun.
No, my
Alright.
hair is so thin that when you put it in a ponytail or tie it up, it's like if you took 4 hairs from a normal human. That's what my entire fucking head's worth will look like.
It finally seems thick when you ponytail it.
No.
Why don't
it
you get a
looks
big
worse.
perm?
What?
I don't have enough hair, dude.
Just for the show. What do you mean you don't have... Katie, does he have enough hair for a perm?
Yeah.
So what the fuck? You would look so crazy right now if you did that. Yeah, that's a... Well, that doesn't make it look like what a perm would look like. You would have... If you had a full, like, bouncy, curly
Volume
fro,
for
yeah,
days.
it would be fucking awesome.
Be like Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, you could be the Howard
What if we
Stern
could get
of
some
the
of those,
Jason Ellis show.
those corkscrew curls?
Can you
Those look great on black chicks. I bet they look good on you.
Do you think you could learn how to do a Howard Stern impression and like dye your hair black and have like really tight curls and wear sunglasses and shit?
I have too high pitch of a voice. He has too deep of a voice. I don't think I'd be able to do it.
You can live there.
Hey, no. I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, you might be fucked.
Yeah.
That was so bad.
I've been trying to get a Sam Elliott down, and it's so hard.
Wait, who's
If I-
Sam Elliott?
He's the
America's
big-
favorite cowboy man.
Yeah, bushy white mustache guy.
He's Ghost Rider's friend.
Wait,
The world's sexiest white-haired man.
just start talking like him. That'll help.
I gotta. Sometimes it takes a little bit to warm up, so
That's
it
not
might
him
not be
yet,
where
is
it
it?
is. No.
Okay.
Okay.
My name is Sam Ellis.
I can already see by the face. That's crazy. His face already. I now know it's fucking Blades guy.
Mm-hmm.
He
No,
helps
no,
Blade.
that's Chris Christopherson.
Oh, it is. No,
I
it's
was
the
the
dude's
guy
guy.
that was-
Yeah, he's in the dude. Yeah.
Right, there you go.
Doesn't my voice make you thirsty?
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, not bad. I want to watch him fuck Emmylou Harris.
Who's that? Can you do an impression of her?
Ooh, fuck me, Sam Elliott.
Right. I remember her.
I don't
She's
know who
great.
she is.
She's this gorgeous but white-haired country singer.
Mm.
She's like the female Sam Elliott. They're like the sexiest white-haired people on earth. I don't want to watch him fuck.
I don't want to watch him fuck. I feel like he does slow, long plows. And you're like,
No.
Oh, that's right. You're taking my dick.
I think you're mixing up the character with the man. I think the man is a lot more active than you.
Yeah, he's
think.
probably a little short white dick, so he's got some fast pump action.
He's real fast like a rabbit.
Oh, that's right.
There you go.
Take my dick.
There it is. And we're done.
You got a cigarette?
Obviously, right? And a beer.
He's probably sponsored by Marlboro. I mean, I'm sure he's got the smokes.
Here's a towel.
think
Wipe
he-
yourself off.
Do you think he smokes cigarettes?
No, I just think he's sponsored by Marlboro because he's so good for their image. I think
Do you
they
think
give him
it'd
a
be-
free car and he drives around in a Marlboro car
Do you think
with
he ever-
like Longhorns on the front.
Do you think he like imagine one of those guys that looks like those guys but actually hates cigarettes, and every movie or commercial that he's in he has to smoke a fucking cigarette? Do you think there's ever been that guy?
Oh yeah, he probably hates beer too. He just
Like he
can't wait
doesn't
to
even
get-
drink. He fucking hates alcohol.
He just like chugs green
he's,
drinks.
he's Muslim. He's just been doing these fucking movies for the last 20 years where he's just like, I love to get drunk. Fucking.
Where is there pork in that chorizo? Anybody know which direction is Mecca?
That could fucking totally come out of his mouth. Do you see? You probably didn't, but Keith Jardine tagged me in a video of these kids that are. It's I assume it's just one group of people because I'm not seeing it like, but I think it's about to be a big thing. But it's these videos of kids that are. Like a pillow fight, but they've got custom pillows, which makes me realize that you gotta, you'd have to actually get a particular video to do it. I mean, a particular pillow. I don't think maybe it's a good idea to do normal pillows if we're just playing it, but if we were going to do it for real, I feel like a custom pillow would be a better idea. But it's blindfolded pillow fighting, and I can't get the fucking video to post. I can't. Katie, can you come here?
Is it like a league?
No, it's fucking teenagers that have they're either in a big room and they've taken all the furniture out, or they're outside on a patio. I can't get that video that he sent me to play, but they look like they're from the ages for 16, maybe 15, 16, and they've got t-shirts tied around, so they are completely blindfolded, and they've got pillows. One time it's 4 people at the same time, and one time it's just 2 guys, but they're trying to listen. And it's because there's no crowd, they can hear when people's feet are moving, and then they'll swing the pillow and then go down to the ground to stay as low as they can to not get hit. So it's kind of like blindfolded boxing, but I believe that it would be. Wait.
It's not working?
I can't. It was on a story, and I think the story expired.
Oh.
So the link is broken.
Well, anyway, it looked like if you had in a boxing ring, if you had 5 or 6 people doing it, where there's no cowbells and people are allowed to take a knee and all that kind of stuff. So it's a bunch of people crawling around and then occasionally getting up and swinging a pillow.
Yeah.
And in the end, when somebody gets completely clobbered in the face with a pillow, it's not they're really hurt,
Right.
But it's still a big shot. Like it'd be
Yeah.
kind of funny if we maybe added something in the pillow where they kind of something like
a pinata pillow,
yeah, maybe it breaks or something. I don't know.
Is
But-
it
a glitter pillow.
is it cancelable to have like girls in 90s do it?
No, that's the other thing. It could be a fight where a bunch of girls in 90s or
Yeah.
a bunch of
Does-
guys in 90s.
Girls love pillow fights.
Does that make us pigs, Katie?
No way.
Fucking Michael. They do love pillow fights, Michael. The girls that they love makeup and pillow fights.
The weird
and
thing
cooking,
is
right?
I like pillow fights, but they've never made me horny. But for girls, it seems to
Oh.
turn them on quite a bit.
Yeah. No, if you can
Sp-
hit
a straight girl will become a lesbian when hit correctly with the pillow.
That's so true.
That would be funny if the 3 of us had a pillow fight
Sometimes
and
I
then we
would-
all of a sudden started sucking each other's dicks.
Sometimes you just got to wait at Victoria's Secret and hit a lady in the face with a pillow and she's yours.
Right, all of a sudden, all the employee entrances open and the angels come out. It is fucking on.
But I feel like if it was a real fight with real guys trying to hurt each other
In lingerie.
lingerie will be a very funny fight. So that's a fight that I already have for Ellis Mania 21, where that reminds me, I got to reach out to the fucking Hard Rock people today, trying to get that thing going again.
Yeah,
so I would rather
awesome.
do it in Vegas than Texas.
I understand.
Yeah. Seems like we're getting there. We're getting close to things being fun again.
You got a shot?
I got a shot. Yeah.
How do you feel?
Fine.
Didn't make you feel anything.
No. So
The second one's the one that does it, huh?
yes.
Right.
Yeah. So
Maybe my parents got their second shot and had zero side effects,
Oh,
so
okay.
it can be done.
this, from what it seems is because this is how it's been in my family. Not even necessarily the younger people. So my grandparents are in their 80s. Their second shot, smooth sailing. Anybody that seems to be like 62 and younger had a rough second day after their second shot.
Huh.
But it's, they're my aunt is a nurse in San Diego, and she was like, hey, we need help at this vaccination site here, and they're going to be, if there's leftover shots, vaccinating volunteers. Is that something of interest? So, it was a huge ordeal. I had to do a background check and file out all this paperwork. After the show last week, I went straight to San Diego and had to get like blood work done so they could, test me for all sorts of stuff. And then, I drove back down to San Diego this weekend, volunteered, and they had shots and they hooked me up. And it seems like I just saw a story maybe today or yesterday that they're going to do that in like a California-wide thing, because they're going to need more and more sites with the more. They're going to be getting a ton more doses, I think.
Yeah,
at
is
the
it
ready.
April that people? Because I think in April I'm allowed to go with my letter
No,
from the doctor.
on the 15th of this month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
So like,
it's happening. Our sitter went and was able to get her first shot on the basis of being a part-time babysitter for us.
That's
She
good.
showed up today and she got a shot, which makes me feel good because, it's weird. Like, of course I feel responsible for the decisions that I make and how they affect my family, but I feel weirdly even more responsible for this chick. We barely know her in the scheme of things, and I would hate to get her sick, almost weirdly more than getting like my wife sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel good if while I try to figure out and finagle a way for myself and my wife that she's already on the path. Yeah,
I'm going back down there this weekend.
Hell
for
yeah,
more shifts.
I'm optimistic. I've
Yeah.
got a good feeling about this year. I say that it's already 1/6 of the way over. And so far, looks quite a bit like the last year. It's like
Yeah.
1 year now, right?
Yeah.
I think Biden's doing an address tomorrow
Yeah, I saw
night
something on
because
that.
it is a year.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Well, it does seem like very soon we'll be able to smack each other with pillows.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Bam Margera's in hospital. Staph infection from a tattoo. He got
Man, that reaction.
something. You got something in Farsi.
I'm like, dude. What? He got something in Farsi. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, Persian.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Mhm.
Um.
Words of wisdom.
Yeah, and it got infected because
Because he
he's
doesn't shower.
running a tight ship, obviously.
Yeah, he went into a hot tub.
Yeah. That still doesn't mean you should get a staph infection.
Mhm.
You get a staph infection from a tattoo because the guy used bad ink, or you did so much wrong in the process of it healing that it got an infection that went staph. I've got, one time, is it this arm? No, it's this arm. See the clouds, all the gray. See all the gray that's in here that fills all the gaps.
Mhm.
All that gray on my hand, all here. It was in Vegas, and he used a water that wasn't purified or something to lighten the black to make it gray or something, or I don't know exactly how it worked, but I think maybe 2 days later I feel like it's like irritated, and then like the third day I see little bumps,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what? And then by the fourth day my whole arm is swollen and bumpy, and I feel sick. And this is before I'd seen people with staph infections in skateboarding on their knees and elbows, but we didn't call it staph, we called it vert AIDS. was a different time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was not familiar with the term staph until he's like, you got a staph infection from the ink in your arm. So like, yeah. So I never got any more off that guy because of that, but that it can go gross. But that was because of the ink. It wasn't because I put shit over it all the time. But if you get a tattoo and then you just, depending if it's a big one or a deep one, if the guy like is heavy-handed and bleeds a lot, and you just cruise around your life and not shower and like go in somebody's jacuzzi, then sure. But it's not the jacuzzi, dude. You got to be like filthy. You put a bunch of dirt in a giant wound and it'll get infected.
Yeah, the tweet that he posted, he said, the only person I can blame for my staph infection, I think he means himself. Thank you. Thank you, Danny Way, for taking me
to the hospital.
I deserve it, and it fucking hurts very bad.
I feel like Danny is a doctor. It's like similar to me.
Yeah.
And we can call staff. Like I can call staff from a stripper who's 25 feet away swinging on a pole.
Yeah.
I know that look. I know what it looks like. I've done that to somebody in a pool where it was a group of us. And I got out of the pool and I was like, yeah, I'm not. He's like, yeah, I got a spider bite. And I'm like, that's not a spider bite, dude. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, that's not a spider bite. That's a staph infection. And then that's right. I was at the race, outdoor racing. And then the next meet, hey, remember how you said that wasn't a spider bite? Yeah, man, it's total staph. Crazy, huh? And I'm like, it was like one of those, when you have a big lump and you can see the white bit trying to come out, but the rest of it's just, yeah. And he's like, yeah, man, just woke up with a spider bite. I'm like, fuck off. It was trying to get in something. Like, I think I had like I had the inflatable pool at the track. And I was like, you get in, I'm getting out.
I had a tattoo mishap before, so when I went in for my very first tattoo, it was on my 18th birthday.
That's not the cum on your leg, right?
No. That was a few after. But this chick who tattooed me gave me bad intel. So she was like, the goo, like the Aquaphor shit you're supposed to put on for just like a couple of days.
Yeah.
She said, use this cream for a month. What? Yeah. So I did. I used that cream for a month. And then every time I went for a tattoo afterwards, when they finish up, they're like, you know the whole deal, right? I'm like, yeah, I got it. So I never got any corrected intel on that. So when I got the tattoo on my side, that was, multiple sittings. And when he would finish a sitting, I would schedule the next one for like a couple weeks later. So here I am using that shit for what's supposed to be a month. But before that month even finishes, I'm getting more added to it. So I'm putting stuff on that. By the time I got my last sitting in, the reason you're not supposed to use that stuff for so long is because it's so thick and like viscous and shit. It blocks your pores.
Yeah.
I looked like I had the fucking plague. I woke up one morning covered in zits and whiteheads.
Ooh.
It was disgusting.
It's metal.
From like my hip to my pit. Yeah. Fucking gross.
Man, I can't believe I spin kicked that fucking board.
That's pretty sweet.
I feel like I should like maybe open a gym when this whole thing ends.
You and Hans.
Yeah. Man, you guys see that? You guys don't even know about it. Dominic Cruz won his fight, and then the first thing he did in the interview after the fight was talk about Hans Mullenkamp, the guy who's the Monster Energy team manager.
No.
You don't know anything about him?
Mm-mm.
He runs Triumph United and stuff, so I know him from Mayhem. And he seems like a nice guy, but he's just, I guess he posts tons of shit with Conor McGregor, or he does like, John Jones, all the people that Monster sponsors. He kind of like butt buddies them and uses them on Instagram. If he's not doing that, then he's usually doing he does like this weird kick all the time, or he kicks a bat in half. I don't know. I feel like as a person that wants to get out there and get a name for himself, like that's what he's doing. And he's the team manager at Monster, and Dom kind of accused him of, that guy saying that you got to tweet me and tag me, and it helps your contract kind of thing, and was saying like I'm done with this kind of bullshit. And if Hans wants to fight for charity because he calls himself a pro fighter, he's 90 pounds heavier than me, I would gladly fight him for charity. So it was a weird thing where Dom was obviously not happy with something that happened between those two, because Dom's a sponsored Monster athlete. So he kind of voiced it a little bit at Hans. And Dana White in the past has said that Hans is a weird guy by tagging people and acting like he knows people that, I guess he makes up some stories every now and then about how he's good friends with Rob Dyrdek, or, and that's how he gets in with Dana. And
Right, he said he was the reason why Dana became best friends with Rob Dyrdek.
Right. So he's a bit of a storyteller. But I just don't, because you know me, dude. I want to be on Dom's side 100%. I hate when people fucking do that, but we all do it. Like, when we were at the NASCAR thing, we were walking around with the owner of Sirius, and I was very, very nice to him.
Mm-hmm.
I was nervous to meet him.
Sure.
Why? Because he's my fucking bosses of all bosses. I definitely wasn't trying to piss the guy off.
Right.
So I'm a fucking hooker as well. Like, everybody is a victim of it. You're still in a fortunate position. That's what Dana started saying about how, Monster sponsors so many athletes, and I get it. And they're allowed to have any team manager they want. Also, completely true. Dingo is so high up in there, and I love Dingo. So, good for Monster. And they do give fighters a lot of stuff. But if a fighter wants to call out a guy for, being full of shit, Dom's going to take heat for it. And it's just a good thing for the sport to know that every now and then, if you act like that, somebody's going to call you out. That's all.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just for everyone else out there that's thinking about how they're going to, get that thing going where they pretend to be John Jones's friend and post a bunch of stuff. Will maybe think twice about doing it. And then I don't have to fucking watch it.
Yeah, there's all of these there's a million little things that make up, I think, the difference between like a really world-class sport and league or organization and then the second tier, third tier kind of shit. And that's the kind of stuff that they're going to have to get rid of. That's like very, very far down the list of things that need to change, but it is one of the things that needs to change.
It must have been something serious
Yeah.
for Dom to win a fight, and then to really, it was pretty much, the interview was 85% about Hans Mollenkamp.
Yeah. His first win in almost 5 years.
Right.
He decided to
and he
dedicate
just
to
did
that.
a full interview about Hans Mollenkamp and Monster Energy. That's
Yeah.
all his interview was about. And it tells me that he's still in a bit of a dark place, because even if it was a disagreement, maybe he did do something where he was like, if you don't fucking tag me, I'm going to fucking get your salary cut.
Yeah.
Maybe he did do something that gross.
Mm-hmm.
You should still be in a better place where it's like, I don't give a fuck what you do, dude. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's maybe a good solid Twitter post.
Yeah, and you didn't watch the interview where he's like, I could care either way. I got no ill will against him, but I will fight him in a cage. It was like this weird.
I'm calling him out in the octagon, and I would love to fight and beat the shit out of the guy. What he's doing is completely unacceptable, but I don't care about him.
Yeah, he did that in the same breath, and I was like, man, you fucking totally, come on, what are you doing?
Yeah. I didn't see the fights, but Megan Anderson did not.
Oh, dude, that was the biggest. This is the funniest part about that. I shouldn't say funny, but when you walk into the stadium,
mm-hmm.
the video that the UFC put up of her walking into the stadium, all the comments, and there was fucking truth to it. She looked terrified. She also was very pasty, like more pasty than usual, and I think she was sort of like had an off color and very awkward in front of the camera. She looked to be already in shock when she was walking into the stadium. I thought that when I was watching the video, but then I watched the comments. It was 90% everybody agreeing that she looked like she was going to faint. All these comments like that. And then when the fight actually started, as a person that's been in shock, in fear of something, and then you think about it later and you're like, fuck, man, like you just seized up. Like when I fought Shane, I just stopped doing any boxing things that I knew. I just stood in front of him and got hit. She got that look in her eye where nobody was there, and then when she got cracked, you could tell that it was really big. They were really big hits. Like anybody else would have probably been unconscious.
Yeah, I don't know her at all, but it's there's been other stuff, like it's been a winding road for her even getting to that fight, right? She may not have.
She only won 2 fights.
But there was the fight that was canceled, and they never explained why she was unable to fight. Like,
yep.
there's it wouldn't shock me if at some point it comes out that there are a lot of challenges that she's facing beyond the challenges every athlete and fighter faces.
She threw one leg kick.
Yeah,
That's it.
right. Yep.
Tough way to be beat.
Yep.
Couldn't
yep.
get beat anymore. Couldn't done any worse.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
That's too bad. I like both of them.
Should have practiced with more karate boards, in
It's
my
true.
opinion.
Got to go see Sensei Rick.
Ah, man, a spin kick wouldn't have been a bad idea. Something.
Could somebody start just like a karate board gym? You go through a
What do you
lot
mean?
of
I
fucking
thought-
lumber, but
Danny Bonaducci went to that gym. Remember
Really?
the TV show he had?
Mhm.
oh, I never watched.
Didn't
that.
he always? He took his family and he did a chopping board seminar for his family.
Like a trampoline world, but
Yeah, you
it's
should make-
nothing but.
Instagram dojo.
I mean, it was just a dojo where they have a lot of board chopping.
That's the best part. Why don't we just skip right to that?
I mean, isn't that what they do for kids karate and shit? Does they eventually bring those out?
Eventually, but it's not the entirety of it. Just nothing but board breaking. I would
Well-
like to see. Here's what I've been playing out in my head. If I put my arms out like a T and started spinning really fast,
Fucking hell, my heart's fucking with me.
you need something?
Yeah. I feel faint. It's 2 times now. Katie, can you get me a...
Mm-hmm.
We can keep talking.
Sorry,
You want to take a timeout?
Nah, keep going. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
I feel even stupider talking about my idea now.
Go ahead.
No, your idea might be just what we need right now.
Okay, so hear me out. So I stand and I put my arms out and I start spinning really fast. And then when I say go, 2 people on either side hold boards out. And I just helicopter through both of them at the same time.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
should do that.
I think
cool,
that-
right?
That could
How
be
many
done.
boards? We have 2 boards.
I wasn't talking about.
Oh.
I mean,
I think that you'd
I might
probably-
hurt myself.
You'd probably want to set those on fire.
Are they right next to each other or are they far apart?
Yeah,
No,
they're
so-
like arm's length.
yeah.
You got to get it just right.
And, you know, the 2 people holding the boards would be like facing each other. So
Yes.
parallel. And it's just like the timing, it would be very tricky. So
For
I
both
guess it
people,
wouldn't be too
for
tricky.
both people to move right in at the exact same time to where you wouldn't hit one before you hit the other,
Exactly. Yeah.
that would be one of the challenges.
But if you had a karate board dojo, I feel like a week of training and I'm there.
Oh, if that was your primary focus down there at the strip mall, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I believe you could do that.
I'm still confident in my flying kick abilities.
I think if you can dream it, you can achieve it, Kevin.
You think flying kick is easy for you to do right now?
Well, here's the thing. I haven't done it since I was a kid, and I feel like when there's a child flying at you and you're holding a board, that's one thing. But when a grown man does a flying karate kick through a board, it's probably going to hit you in the chest and knock you over or something.
You think you're going to kick me in the chest?
What I'm saying is I don't want to hurt you, Jason.
Right. I appreciate your concern. I did not know the danger that I would be in.
Remember when Nicolas Cage was at his death pyramid in New Orleans with that mystery woman
Yeah.
who appeared of dubious
Is that
age?
his wife now?
That is indeed. That's you can call her Mrs. Cage.
Nice.
I think the 5th time is going to be the charm for Nick Cage. He and Rico Shibata are very happy.
It's a girl.
It is a girl. Yeah. He is 57. She is 26. He revealed all this, by the way, on his brother's radio show. Did we know he had a brother and then his brother had a radio show?
It's a radio show?
Yes.
Like an AM?
Ricolas Cage?
Mark Coppola, a.k.a.
Oh.
The Cope.
Oh, yeah. Coppola.
Forgot he's a Coppola.
Yeah.
Q104.3.
Is that New York?
It's either New York or L.A. because that rolls off the tongue.
No, K is the call sign for the West Coast. I think
Yeah, it's New York. Q104.3.
I used to listen to that station a lot as a kid.
Yeah, I think I did too. They have been apart. She went back to Japan, and he has been in Nevada, and they were FaceTiming, and he's like, "I want to marry you." And
On
so-
FaceTime.
Yeah, and they got engaged on FaceTime, and then he FedExed her an engagement ring.
No.
So
Yes. 5 times. The 4th one doesn't really count because you may recall that his most recent marriage to one Erica Kowicki only. You can see why she wanted out of that last name. She was only Erica Cage for like a day because remember they filed for an annulment and he claimed at the time he was too drunk to understand what was happening. I think she was the one where there was the thing where they went maybe for the annulment paperwork and he was really really drunk also. It wasn't like a courtroom, it was like a court.
It was like a municipal building,
Yeah,
right? And
exactly.
he caused a scene.
Yeah. And that
I
not
can't
to be,
believe you tricked me into marrying you, you bitch.
not to be confused with the chick him and Vince Neil got into a shit fit with outside of a Golden Nugget buffet.
God, I just want a drone to follow him at all times, and I want to watch that stream.
Still makes like 8 movies a year.
I really want to see that new one too, and it's very fucking expensive to watch.
Yeah. We
Fuck.
both
Fuck expensive movies.
$20. Fuck that.
I know, and it's an hour and 20-minute movie, and it's for their rental.
Do they
I could
know
see-
Nick Cage is in it?
Yeah. It does look fun though.
It does.
Right.
I think some of these companies are really just like they're daring you because if the rental is $4, then every buy is obviously worth 5 rentals. People are kind of out of stuff right now. I'm telling you,
I know.
Scoob played the long game with our family, and eventually we broke and we now own Scoob.
Scoob. We do.
The Scooby-Doo prequel.
Oh.
Yeah, just
Oh,
straight
wow.
up called Scoob.
Oh.
Even by Scooby-Doo
Well-
standards, it fucking sucks. Man, that Tom and Jerry movie was a piece of shit.
I won't do that.
Yeah, I know. You're not missing
What
much.
about SpongeBob's movie? Is that good?
You've got a new TV show, SpongeBob.
No shit.
Yeah, Paramount Plus exclusive. Is anybody going to sign up for Paramount Plus?
No.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I know, right?
I can't.
Can
There's
anyone?
actually stuff I do want to watch. They're making a new Beavis and Butthead movie.
I know.
That's going to be exclusively on that, and a Workaholics movie.
Right.
So there is cool stuff, and a Halo TV show, but it's like I can't fucking do it.
No, I know. They could have every single VJ who ever lived having an orgy, and I still wouldn't sign up for Paramount Plus. Not even to watch Duff get double teamed.
By
Duff.
Kurt Loder
Is
and
MTV
Dan
around?
Cortez.
MTV's a thing, right?
I think it still exists. Yeah, they still show ridiculousness 11,000 times a day.
Yeah. That's where that is.
And they're under the Paramount umbrella, so they're gonna like Paramount Plus will have all of like the MTV content. I'm guessing.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. They did a reunion. They made the people from the first Real World live together again.
They're just
And
gonna.
they're all that sad that they agreed to do it.
Yeah. Well, I think they quite rightly feel like they are a small part of history. That
It's-
was like the show that started that.
Yeah,
It's
but
like the
do you
real
need to live
world.
with each other again? Are you not like full on adults now?
No, it's like a retirement home now. It's just like Puck getting his meds while shaking his cane angrily.
How old is Puck?
80.
That guy's the biggest piece of shit ever. I hate that I know this, but I think he was actually season 2 with Pedro.
Now I'm embarrassed. I gotta go,
the,
guys.
the AIDS dude with an accent.
That's right.
Park, you can't eat my peanut butter. I have AIDS.
Oh, man. Okay, moving on. Holy shit. That is harsh, man.
I think he said that.
Maybe he did. You saying it is harsh.
Let's see what else is going on. Jason, has the NFT phenomenon come across your consciousness?
No.
This shit's wild.
What is NFT?
Kevin, you try to explain it and then I'll try.
Whew. All right, I'm gonna do my best.
All right.
So I first heard about it because my buddy was talking about the NBA selling them. So like, it's digital art. It's basically like the Bitcoin of art. So what they're doing is they're selling digital items, but saying you own the original, and people are going for it, and they are spending hundreds of thousands and sometimes millions of dollars for it.
On
So-
a digital photo.
So like an example would be sometimes they're clips. So you know like the animated GIFs that people post?
Yeah.
You could basically own the original of that
Yeah.
for
Does that mean every time somebody posts it, you get money?
Nope. No. You just
Okay.
get to say I was watching
Wall or something?
It doesn't really exist anywhere. You
I
probably
guess
get a certificate or something, but
and you could probably throw it in like a digital frame and display it. But
Yeah.
so here's a guy. The closest I got to understanding it, and I still don't. Some guy in the news this morning put it as it's like if you bought the master recording of a Jimi Hendrix album.
yeah, that's
so like
right.
everybody can have that Jimi Hendrix album on whatever format, but you get the honor of saying I have the master copy. it's even more worthless than that. So
right,
like
because
somebody,
the master, because that would actually be amazing. If you owned the master tapes of Are You Experienced, that wouldn't mean that you could license people to put it in like porn or something, but you actually have the master tape. This is, you literally own the code on which all of the other copies, like they're really big in sports now. Like you can
the
own
NBA's been doing
a
it.
LeBron James dunk.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
guy paid like hundreds of thousands of dollars to say like, I own this LeBron James dunk.
Can you sell it later for more or something?
Yes.
Yeah, you could transfer it to another rich nincompoop.
Yeah.
Some guys, they bought a Banksy original, scanned it, and burned it. So now they're like, this is gone. I own the NFT of this Banksy original.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. And this might age poorly, and we're going to look like nincompoops. Like, what is this thing? I don't get it. Rah, rah, rah.
One of
But-
two. This is going to go one of two ways. Either that or, because I tend to think that a bubble financially happens when the fundamentals of something aren't strong. Like, let's just say there's some town and houses aren't really expensive there, and then GM says we're going to build a factory in that town and we're going to create 20,000 new jobs there. Well, the prices of houses are going to go up there, right? The fundamentals are strong. I can understand why the price of the house doubled. If people just go, that town's pretty nice, and all the home prices double overnight, well, that kind of looks more like a bubble because there was nothing fundamentally driving that. To me, I look at this and I go, if I understood how money worked and if I had any, I would try to short this. There's ways where you can bet against things and say, this is a fad. The bottom is going to drop out of that because that's stupid. The thing doesn't have any inherent value, right? There's the famous example that like in Holland in the 1600s, tulips were worth more than gold.
What?
People just got really into the idea of tulips, and it's a classic like irrational frenzy bubble market. You know, not Furbies, like what were the
Beanie Babies?
Beanie Babies. You know, like things get driven up because people are excited about them, but they don't actually have any inherent wealth. This to me is a really, really good example of that. And honestly, it draws my attention to how much the wealth in this world, in this country, has really there's so many people who have to work constantly to make ends meet, and there's so many people who can spend $400,000 on nothing.
Yeah, somebody's selling the first ever tweet. So one of the guys that created Twitter, his first tweet, somebody had to be the first person. It was him, and they're selling the digital code to own his first tweet. Whoa.
I saw a video with some chick, and she seemed like a nice lady, and she's like a digital artist. She makes things that exist only as they like are in computers. They're kind of like video 3-dimensional kind of things. And she said that she has never made any money from her art, and she put one of her pieces up, and somebody paid $3,000 for the NFT of her art. And it's like, so your art was valueless until this container we can put them in was invented. And now putting you know what I mean when I say this, your valueless thing into this container all of a sudden gives it value. I feel awesome for that lady. I hope she sells 100 more. But that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I don't want one.
And yet, yeah, this probably just means we're old.
What if we sold a GIF of me getting shot in the nutsack by a salt gun?
You should try.
Think someone will buy that?
Nothing to lose.
Yeah, they don't make any sense to me. I don't understand why they do it. Just sounds like it got so much money, like you said, that it's a thing to spend money on because you've got so much of it.
And a guy they interviewed in the news segment this morning was like, "You guys just don't fucking get it, man." Like he was trying to be like,
It's gonna be a big thing, man. You don't get it. You clearly just don't get it.
So it's like he's gonna sell the stuff that he bought for way more because this is gonna be the rage soon.
yeah, this guy's talking like, "You guys are morons. I'm cashing in on this shit. Wait until I sell this fucking Pop-Tart cat GIF for $10 million."
And he might be right. It could be the first time you heard about Bitcoin and you're like, what are you even fucking talking about? If you had bought it that day, you'd have a lot of money right now.
Yeah.
Bitcoin made sense to me on the grounds of it's still money and you can buy things with it.
Mm-hmm.
This you can't. It doesn't make you any money unless you resell it.
Yeah.
Which means we're just assuming from here on out, everybody wants to own these weird little files of things.
Remember
Right.
that dancing baby thing that was big in the internet first started?
Yep.
What if I just say, that's mine. I bought that, and I'll just like brag to girls I meet at a bar or something. Be like, "Yep, I own fucking Dancing Baby." How do you disprove that?
You can't. Somebody might ask you to. I'm sure there's a way that you could prove it. Whether or not somebody's going to call bullshit on you and force you to prove it, you could probably dummy up some sort of document to make that
Yeah,
look
I'm
real.
sure. Make a
You're supposed to buy it and then sell it for way more, and then that's your story.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what is the point?
The thing also has to have the file itself has to be something that is going to grow in prestige throughout the culture. The Dancing Baby is a great example of something that means a lot to people who are around when the internet first started, that it will mean nothing to people 20 years from now, right? Like I've said before, I wanted to buy a Bob Ross painting, the Happy Little Tree guy, because I thought that was so cool. And they're hard to get because most of them were donated to PBS stations for them to auction up to make money to keep doing free TV. So there aren't that as many in circulation as you would think. The ones that are out there, people pay a lot for them, and we're the last generation that watched Bob Ross on TV. Our kids are not going to care to buy Bob Rosses because they never got fucking high and watched this white dude with the fro paint happy little trees.
That's actually not true. He's got like a big resurgence right now.
Fair enough. I still think that Bob Ross is not forever in the way that, say, a Picasso is, because you could say the exact same thing about Picasso that you could say about an NFT. It's only valuable if we all agree that it's valuable, and there are indeed people who lose money because they buy shit from artists who are hot shit right now, and 40 years later or 20 years later, that person isn't hot shit anymore, and you fucking lost money on the guy who was, or the lady who was queen shit back then. So, I mean, like a LeBron James dunk, at least, like, he's going to be a legend of basketball. That's not debatable. But yeah, fucking dancing baby, I think you're playing a dangerous game there.
I mean, somebody did that flying Pop-Tart cat. Somebody did spend like $325,000 to own that FPP or whatever the fuck. Man, speaking of Bob Ross, though, I subscribed to that Peacock service, the NBC
He had an
streaming
afro,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah, beautiful one.
You should get that. You should get that.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I don't have the volume for that.
Wait a
But
minute. If you get a perm, then it just becomes the volume of that.
I think you need to be gifted with, like, I think
You need bodied
you
hair
need
to
the
begin
raw
with.
material, and then you
Oh.
Yeah.
fro from
You
there.
can't get a perm if no matter what hair, they can't perm your hair into like tight curly.
I don't think a perm can make you fully fro.
Also, like a dread. Like if I were to dread my hair,
Yeah.
you're getting one single dread out of all of this.
Yeah.
So,
Eh.
but
too bad.
I watch there's a 24-hour Bob Ross channel on
Yeah.
Peacock.
Sure.
And I put it on all the time because he's very relaxing. I've loved him since I was a kid.
Yeah. I just love
And-
the background. It's just like he's in the fucking void.
Yeah.
Just endless blackness.
And he's such a calming presence. I love hearing him. Like he
And
laughs
and
every
was
time.
like, and he's like a veteran, right? Didn't he like murder people indiscriminately enough?
I don't remember,
Man, that's
but-
what Logan Paul asked me. Sincerely, did I murder somebody? And they were all sincerely asking me. And then they said that there was a report that an MMA fighter, Jason Ellis, killed a man in a street fight. And I was like, well, I'm pretty. And he's like, and I was like, did he get off? And they're like, yeah, he got off. And I was like, well, then I didn't murder anybody, did I? But apparently there's an MMA fighter, Jason Ellis, that murdered somebody.
We know the photographer and there's the police officer. I don't know the MMA fighter, Jason Ellis.
Yeah.
You're saying Kevin, Bob Ross?
Oh well, his whole thing, like, cause now that I've watched so much of it, I never caught these episodes when I was a kid. But he'll sometimes sub people in, like sometimes he'll have his son come in and do one, or some lady, and they're all people that he's trained because he would teach classes on it. Because like he'll just in 20 minutes whip up a crazy fucking painting, and there's a trick to it. And he's like, once you get that trick, you can fucking do this exact same thing. And his son. He still goes out and does seminars and stuff. This lady from the class, they all go in there. They do the same exact style, and they look identical. So, like, Bob Ross, like, is super impressive, but then he breaks it down. So, all these people that took his classes in the 80s can do the same shit. It's so fucking weird.
Can you do it?
Nope.
Not after watching all that Bob Ross.
I actually did do a painting class over Zoom recently. Because my family, we meet up once a week because we're all so scattered. And somebody was like, why don't we mix it up and try doing like a painting class? Well, I'll order like a paint starter kit, and an instructor will come on. And she's showing us how to paint these fucking things. And I'm sitting there with my goofy little brush. And she paints and does like this straight line of a branch. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I dip my fucking paintbrush in there and I do it. And the damn bristles like spread out, so it's like not a straight line. It's a frizzy fraying thing, and then it runs out of paint halfway through. I'm like, how the fuck did you get all? What? So no, I can't. But I've always wanted to start a show where
Who had the worst painting out of everybody? Was it you?
My grandma.
Nice. At least you didn't lose.
But I've always wanted to pitch a show where I get an easel and I get all the exact paints, colors, and brushes that he has, and then I smoke a joint, start the episode of Bob Ross, and paint exactly along with him and see how close I get by the end.
Seems like what Patreon was invented for.
I know.
Don't pitch shit. They don't want to talk to us anyway. If you build it, like 4 guys will come.
That's all I want to do is make 4 guys come.
If only we could get that as a button.
Feeling old and irrelevant, my kid is finally getting into his own music. In the beginning, it was stuff that I just coincidentally could kind of get on board with, but now he likes a song. He likes Fortnite songs, and like Travis Scott did a concert in Fortnite to give you some idea what we're talking about.
There you go.
It was awful.
The song he likes, he only listens to one song. I mean, he's 9, he's just starting, and it's cool because I remember being that age, and obviously I've had a lifelong love affair with music, and it's cool to see him starting whatever his personal relationship is going to be. But this one song is so bad. What are we supposed to? What's the PC way to say retarded now?
Mentally challenged.
Okay. The hooks of these songs sound like mentally challenged people crying.
Wait, are they?
That's deadly accurate.
This is just going on.
He's crying in it.
No, that's singing. That guy's a talented musical artist who
Is
sounds
he sad
like
singing?
No, he's fucking balling, dude. Hennessy at the resort all day.
Yeah, it's like mumble emo rap. That's what shit is now.
I really don't care for it, and I don't care for what it represents. And I was reprimanded for making fun of it.
Just don't get it, Dad. It's like
no. My wife was
FTPs.
like, he was like, can you put on this song? And most of the time, he wants to listen to emotes from Fortnite, which is like literally a 8-second clip of music playing endlessly, which I don't like, but it's like kind of not bad because it's just the same thing over and over, and it's like backgroundy shit. It sounds like it's like a screensaver, like a page holder kind of thing. This is the first time he asked for one, and I put it on. I wasn't expecting it to actually be a song. So as soon as it started, I wasn't trying to make fun of my son or make him feel bad or insult his taste. I couldn't help it. It came on, and I was just like, she's like, my wife's like, let him enjoy his music. Like, I think it's bad.
I think I even know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, you probably do. I'm sure a lot of people do.
It's awful. Like you have to pay money for them. You have to buy these things, and then people just use them endlessly. It's just the worst of the worst trap music. Just these 8-second blasts of it.
And I just more fundamentally, I don't care. Of course, my kid A is allowed to listen to it whenever he wants. B doesn't need my permission. He's gonna do it anyway. I just feel as a general rule of thumb, I've always really responded to music that's like about like trying to like expand your world and it's inspired and feel, and there's like a million different ways you can do that. Even metal songs that are all about some dark fantasy, like that is cool when it's just literally like, yo, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna get a bottle of expensive liquor, and then we're gonna sit here, and they're gonna bring me room service, and there's gonna be a chick, and she's gonna have a fat ass, and yeah, that's the fucking greatest day that ever happened in the history of the world. And I'm like, there's just so much more to life. I don't like the story that this is telling you, that the greatest thing that could ever fucking happen is that you could get fucking fried macaroni and cheese delivered to your hotel room. Like, there's more to life, bro.
I don't know. That sounds pretty cool. Fried macaroni and cheese delivered. That's pretty nice. What about your first music is stupid, and the more you get into music, the more you start to understand the layers of it, and then you end up finding proper musicians, and you look back and go, wow, I can't believe I was into that. Because I feel like I was,
Sure.
I thought, who was it? I think maybe Kiss or U2. No, maybe not U2, but I think Kiss was, when I was a little kid, I thought Kiss was pretty awesome. But I'm not sure if it was because of the music, because they had such a crazy image, I was like, maybe I was just into it because they had their faces painted and they were crazy.
There's no way they would have been half as successful if they hadn't had the gimmick.
Right.
No fucking way.
Yeah, because I try to think of other bands that I like that sound like Kiss. Not. I don't like. I don't even really like hair metal that much. And that was like glammy stuff. I'm trying to think of like I don't like Ellis Cooper. I don't know. Well, like it wasn't Kiss just was like perfect for a 12-year-old to get behind because they, one's lightning and one's, the bat and just it's action figures basically.
Yeah, they were action figures. They were a comic book.
Yeah.
That had
Yeah.
songs. My daughter actually responded, the 2-year-old, to Kiss because I was wearing that shirt from the Sirius XM concert, and she was fucking asking me all kinds of questions to where I was like, do you want to see what this is? And we put on Rock and Roll All Night, and she's asked to see it several times since then.
They could be a cartoon right now.
It's surprising that they're not. They were, right?
I'm
Weren't they
sure
on-
Gene's pitching it.
There's no doubt about that. Weren't they on Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
So were
but
the Harlem Globetrotters.
If they turned into actual, you know what I mean? Like Gene turned into a bat and
Yeah.
Ace had, it could be like storm, lightning and stuff.
They could.
Ace Frehley just gayed out everywhere. I mean, sorry, yeah. Not Ace Frehley, fucking Paul Simmons.
Paul Stanley.
Paul
yeah.
Stanley, sorry. Who's Paul Simmons? Sounds like
That's-
a gay guy too, right?
Gene Simmons' brother.
Russell Simmons' gay brother.
Yeah, Paul Stanley, not gay. Sorry.
Yeah, I had a weird, like the first two bands that I really got into and passionate about were Talking Heads and Aerosmith, and now I'm a death metal guy. It's been a weird journey.
As long as you get somewhere cool, that's fine. I can remember like going to a store and specifically requesting the 45 single of "Hurt So Good" by John Cougar Mellencamp.
Wow.
I was
Yeah, I
like,
never
I was
did
like
that.
5. I can remember I used to go and stay at my aunt and uncle's house, and my cousins who were like teenagers and therefore the coolest people on earth. My boy cousin had the Dayglow Iron Maiden posters in his room, and my girl cousin had, and I later ripped this off when I was like a tween and a teen, she used to just cut pictures out of like Circus magazine and Rip magazine, and she like wallpapered her walls and her ceiling with like she had that poster of David Lee Roth where he's looking at himself in the mirror, and in the shadows you can see his ass and the
Yeah.
assless chaps. Like, all in all, I had a Van Halen cousin and an Iron Maiden cousin. It could be worse, and they would bring me to the record store, and I would go up to the counter and I'd have to sing the song to the guy because I didn't even know the names of things.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, yeah, like, and looking back, I'm like, wow, he always knows what song I want. This guy knows everything about music. I was probably always asking for like the #1 song in America at that given time. So yeah, of course, it doesn't matter. My kid's going to listen to what he's going to listen to. It doesn't matter if I like it or not. I can't stop him. I wouldn't try to stop him. I hope he develops music because there's like there's obviously there's stuff that you like and then there's stuff that you can respect. I just hope his taste evolves into something that I can respect because where he's living right now, Fortnite is I have a lot of reservations about Fortnite, and you can throw music on the pile. That shit's garbage.
I'm trying to think of like a band that my kids like. I don't think my kids like bands. I think my kids like hip hop artists.
Is there any crossover between you and your kids?
No.
Because I remember when I was younger, we talked about how, my dad would preview hip-hop albums and be like, yeah, Jesus, this one's really rough. I can't let you listen to this one.
Yeah.
But once I got a little older, like, he was always into this same hip-hop I was. Like, when I was a kid and really liked Snoop Dogg, my dad was like, yeah, this shit's cool. I like Snoop Dogg, too. I don't know if there's really much crossover between the whiny, emo, mumble rappers and their parents.
There's stuff. Somebody suggested to me that song by The Weeknd. I don't know. He's got a lot of hits. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, like my kid. I've heard my kid listening to that song. And
Yeah, because it's in Fortnite.
It's really, really 80s-y. And
Yeah.
the one that sounds like a ripoff of that Rod Stewart song, Young Turks. And I'm like, yeah,
Yep.
cool.
Yep, that's in Fortnite. That's how we found it.
Well, I need them to start putting more good songs in Fortnite.
They do have the Never Gonna Give You Up, the Rick Astley.
Oh, yeah. That
Yeah.
song's just a meme now.
So yeah, you
I
can
know,
just
right?
troll people when you kill them, and you just do the little. He's got the finger wags
My
in it.
son's into trap music.
That's pretty bad.
If I had to,
That sucks.
I mean, maybe I said it incorrectly, but as far as I'm concerned, what I hear coming out of his phone, if it's music, it's that.
Yeah.
What about when you're in the car with them? What happens on the stereo get decided?
he is cool with my Bob Marley.
Mhm.
He is cool with Metallica.
AC/DC.
Does he
Yeah.
get turns, or do you just put on stuff that you know he can deal with?
Stuff that he can deal with.
Right.
I've put on stuff before that he might like, but he gets embarrassed to play it because most of it, it's either really, he knows I think it's stupid, so he doesn't want to be in the car with me. You know, he doesn't want me thinking to myself, listen to this stupid shit, because he knows it is.
Yeah.
It proves it by that. And then there's also the other music that he's into where I look at him and go, you really listening to this, dude? You think that's appropriate? You know? And then I know that he's going to still keep listening to it because him and his friends listen to it. But
Suicide Boys.
yeah, just all kind. You know, they all listen to the heaviest stuff. Bunch of little rich kids think they're whatever today's Tupac is.
Yeah. It's really tough because I also have the 2-year-old in the car, and she, like, at a certain point can't handle being in the car without listening to her shit. So once she's listened to...
Well, that's different. That's a little person.
Exactly, but my kid is really good about, he understands that he's not 2 and that his tolerance and patience is different than hers. But, like, once he's listened to Go Away Spooky Goblin 4 times in a row, it's only fair that he's like, can I put on one of my songs? Yeah. And as a result, my stereo time, I had been a classic stereo Nazi for his entire life leading up to this. That's just kind of over, and I don't know if I get that back. I have to wait till at least she's like 6.
I think you totally do.
I intend to.
Yeah,
my
6,
car, my rules.
Yeah, because well, you got to wait until kids can understand
right
what's fair and unfair, and what is sometimes funny and unfair. You know, a lot of kids, you know, I'm just going to play my music and not going to play your music. If you're under 6, you just think your dad's a prick.
Yeah.
You know, if you're, you know, 11, 12, 15, 16, then...
I'm fucking with you.
Yeah. And I'm also, you know, at this point you're instilling, this is my car, and I worked to get this car, so I have the power to do whatever I want in this car. You too can have a car and have command of it if you get an education and a good job. This is like that's more of the point now, you know, where I'm like, oh, I'm putting on my music because
my car.
I went to work. Did you?
I never really had any sort of radio rights privileges until I was like maybe in middle school, a little older, and I just
I had
got
a
stuck
Walkman
listening
on, man.
to. Oh, I didn't have one of
You
those.
know?
I had to suffer through. My mom listened to Light FM. Oof. Oh, I called it Suicide FM because it was nothing but songs like "On My Own."
Yeah, I would never do that.
Why did it end this way? All songs of that caliber. Just miserable, depressing songs, and it would ruin my whole fucking day. I was so sad as a kid because that was the shit that was playing in the car.
Yeah, my mom, I think, didn't want to feel old, so me and my sister wanted to listen to pop music, so she wanted to listen to pop music with us.
Yeah.
So which is cool. I mean, 80s pop music. Come on, you could do worse. So that's what we listen to. Kids may have to wait until they get a job in order to purchase their own vehicle and control the stereo, or you can take the tack taken by one 12-year-old in Washington, D.C., who police say attempted 4 carjackings in 1 hour.
Get these balls.
Wait, is that successful or they all failed?
The 4th time it worked.
Okay. How do you know? Did he just say that he had tried 3 other cars before that?
He had a gun.
Oh.
So he went up to one car and showed him
Okay.
the gun and was like, give me your car.
They
I'm a
drove
12-year-old
off.
with a gun. And then they drove away, and so did the second person. It seems like they ran away from it was him and a friend. I don't know if they've identified the other person yet. They ran away from the third person, so I don't know if that person also had a gun or something. But finally, 60 minutes later, they pulled a gun on a female victim who got out of her car. They sped away in her car, and then they got caught, like, immediately driving her car.
Jesus.
Was he tall?
I don't know. I think they've released very, very few details because he is a minor.
Sometimes they're tall at 16.
I'm telling you, one time I was driving to the original Sirius studio at Swing House, and I was driving down Formosa. So you go past the...
I was Rob there.
Right. Weirdly, LA is so strange like that. I remember thinking that when I would watch like Friday and all the other like hip hop movies that came out in the 90s, it was so hard to wrap your head around Southern California having bad neighborhoods because it looked like everybody had like a nice pastel painted house on a nice street.
Yeah.
And it is like that, but it's also pretty pretty scary in places. And I think it's a little bit harder to identify sometimes as an outsider when you've wandered into a bad neighborhood in Los Angeles than it might be in like a New York or Chicago or something where it's a little bit more blatantly obvious. And I was driving down. So remember, there's a T intersection. So I'm driving south on Formosa, and there's a car coming from like where the Target is.
Yeah.
And the person like blew right through the stop sign, and I had to and made a wild left, like while their car's turning left, they're throwing themselves to the right, and I just stopped in time to not get T-boned by them. And I made eye contact with the driver. I swear the driver was like 13 years old.
All right. Highly likely.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I mean, you're fine until the police come by. You know, that guy's going to make it unless he has a bad turn where there's a cop on the corner. You're not going to stop him. You know? Man, I was behind a bus, some van yesterday where there was so much smoke coming out of it that I thought that any minute it was going to blow up. So I stayed out of that lane, and then I got closer and closer, and then he was on the freeway for most of my journey on the 405, and he had so much smoke coming out of the side of his van. There's no cop. There's no... Like, at one point, I was trying to get away from him because there was so much smoke coming out of the van that it was going in the car. You know, it was, like, fucking me up. And that meant, like... So, same with all these other people on the freeway. Like, I thought it was on fire. It looked like... Remember when Cheech and Chong's dog car caught on fire?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Yep.
It's so stupid.
Maybe it was a speed situation.
Maybe.
Point.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
you can't go lower than 60 miles per hour or stop smoking weed.
Did you guys see any of the stuff that was happening on Melrose on Sunday?
Yeah.
Nah.
There was a large group of people on dirt bikes
Yep.
and four-wheelers.
Yeah, on Banshees.
Kind of taking over the street,
No helmets.
mobbing around. And then there was I believe a bounty hunter in an like a undercover cop car looking thing that tried to like citizens arrest them.
Oof.
And of course they didn't listen. So then he decided to clip one of them to try to stop them. So he hits one of the motorcycles, and then of course everybody pulls him out of the car and beats the shit out of him, steals his keys, takes off. And
Holy
then
shit.
right after that, a homeless man that had stolen a Tesla drove into the same area, and there was a long standoff
Guns
with the
out
police,
everywhere.
all on Melrose.
Fuck Melrose. They can have it.
Ah, Hollywood.
They've got it.
That reminds me of a story. I don't know where this is. This is somewhere in America for sure, though. 3 different drunk drivers all crashed into each other.
That's so good. That is so awesome.
Yeah. So it's at 2:45 on a Sunday morning, so 2:45 on a Saturday night. A Ford F-250 pickup truck was headed southbound on a highway, drifted into the northbound lane, heading straight for a GMC Yukon SUV. The driver attempted to swerve, but they still had a head-on collision. And moments later, a Chevy Equinox driving northbound on the same highway hit the pickup truck. The Yukon ended up catching on fire, was fully engulfed in flames by the time the officers arrived. The driver had fled the scene. The other 2 drivers both showed signs of impairment. Yeah, 3
Red Dragons.
drunk drivers.
Bet you none of them were hurt.
No, I know those guys always. God looks out for drunks.
I saw a video this morning of a lady driving down the road, and then she slams on the brakes and steps out of the car and lets the car keep going, and it just drives off, goes across the median in towards traffic, and everybody skids and gets out of the way. I don't know. It's just a video.
I'm taking my life in my hands driving these days. I have like a flat, and the guy, so the thing told me that the air was low, so I went and filled it up, and then it told me it was low again, so I was like, right, I got flat. So I went to the place on Friday, and they're like, we need to order your tire. And not surprisingly, Tesla has its own special stupid tires that nobody keeps on hand. That's fucking par for the course. I'm enjoying the Tesla experience, but there's definitely a lot of idiosyncrasies for better and for worse. So the guy's just like, yeah, I'll get it for you. It'll be here on Monday. And he started patching it up, and I'm like, well, I took my kids to the aquarium in Long Beach over the weekend, and I was like, can I take it on the highway? And he's like, And I was like, that sounds like no. And he goes, if you're just going there and back, you should be fine. And I was like, that doesn't really inspire confidence to be taking children out like this.
Also, isn't that most trips if you're just going there and back?
He told me he would not recommend that I drive back and forth to Long Beach on the highway all day, which luckily wasn't the plan. But then I went there today to get the tire, and the guy was like, "Oh, I forgot to order that."
Oh.
And I had gotten up. They opened at 7:30, and what they didn't mention on their website is that the office opens at 7:30. The garage doesn't open till 8. So I just got there at 7:30 and sat outside and waited for a half hour until they opened the garage. And then the guy's just like, "Where is that?" "Oh, I remember. I didn't order it."
Yeah, you gotta call Elon.
Yeah, so
Man.
then I called another place who's ordering me the tire, but we have one car now. I had no choice. I had to come down here, so I just fucking doing 55 in the slow lane and hoping for the best.
See what? It's not that bad.
I know. I'm sure it will be fine, but I would just as soon repair the tire. And also, I went to a second place this morning, and I told him because it's on the side. I think I hit a pothole, and so the rim, that'll happen. And the guy I was like, yeah, it's popped on the side. They patched it on the side, and he wanted to do the water test. They put it in the tub, and they spun the whole thing. And he's like, "There's no air coming out. You're okay." Actually, honestly, if they patch it, it should be good for the life of it. As long as it's anywhere on the top. And I was like, "No, I told you it's on the side." And he's like, "Oh yeah, don't drive that."
Wow. It's a lot of help. Got a lot of people out there trying to help you out, Michael. You should feel lucky.
So that actually reminds me. For about 3 months now, I have had the error alert in my car of low air in your tires.
Hell yeah.
Should I do something about that?
Nah.
What are you talking about?
You made it this far, brother.
Why don't you just put air in the tires?
I don't know how.
What? Come on. Even I know how to do that.
Are you serious?
I mean, I've seen the little thingies, and you can put coins in and buy air and put it in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know when to stop.
You're not being serious.
What do you...
Kevin, I can't do anything.
Okay.
And I've got this handled.
Here's what you do. You have your car on, right? So you leave your car on, and so that light is on there. Then you pump up the tires. Every tire you pump up, does it show you which tire is flat?
All 4 of them.
It says all 4 of them are flat.
Not flat, but need
lower,
air.
Yeah, they need
Look,
air.
if one of them needed air a year ago, chances are all 4 of them need air by now.
So you just go around the car putting in like I would say at least 10 pounds of pressure. So when you put the thing on and you start to press air, it'll show you the gauge. So you say, oh, it says 15. So then you try to put like another 5 pounds in. Let's say 5. So wait for the number to go to a 5 up, 5 more pounds of air in the tire.
Yeah.
And then look at your little thing in the car. When you've done all 4 of them, if the light's off, you put enough in. If the light's not off, you got to keep putting more air in. That way you don't have to know. Or you could actually Google your car and it says...
It says it on the tire.
Oh, it says it on the tire.
It tells me what number they're at, but...
I don't...
It always says like this tire's at 27, this one's at And then once I start driving, it's at 31, but it still counts 31 as low. So I'm like, make up your fucking mind, tires. Are you fucking with me?
Yeah,
and
no,
I'm also
it
afraid that it'll explode.
It doesn't get an accurate reading until you've been on the road for like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you're afraid that you're going to put too much air in to make it explode?
Yes.
Yeah, I used to be afraid of that too.
That won't happen.
I bought a little doohickey that I use that I could lend you my doohickey. And it's like a little gauge thing, and you put the air in, and then you put the doohickey on, and it gives you like a total digital reading of what's in there, so you don't even need to check your car.
I got a fucking bike pump, but you could do it right now in the garage. I don't feel like working out right now.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot today.
You should
Don't give up.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Do you want to borrow my doohickey? It really would help a lot, because I find that the gauge that's on the thing at the gas station it's a little janky and a little hard to read sometimes.
Yeah, but you just leave the car on and watch for the light to turn off.
I'll give it a shot. There's a gas station on my block. You gotta put I gotta find
It's
quarters.
simple. You
gotta
go
put a
do
bunch
the
of
front
quarters
one
in
and
it.
then you do the back one. And then I'll as I'm going around to look at the back one, I lean in the car and I'm like, light's still on? I'm like, yep, light's still on. Over to the other side. Psh, and then look in there, the light will be off.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
You can do it.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know what happens.
Yeah, please, because I am riveted.
Yeah. I'll talk to you. I might.
I don't like my car. Let's just do car talk real quick on each
Sure.
third-person's car. I don't really like my car. I think it's gutless. It sounds
Jeep?
weird but it's super handy for bumps and potholes. And the other day when I went to get a COVID test, there was a guy with a big truck blocking the whole driveway, and I just went flying up the curb and parked, and I was like, not in any other car you're doing that. like you can smack the fuck out of my car. So
Yeah, because you used to get a lot of flats in the old car.
yeah, and you had to take it to Mercedes Benz to get another tire, not just change it. There's no spare. I felt like such a dickhead. So yeah, I don't hate that at all. Every now and then I'll hit a pothole because I was not looking, and I'm like, hey, you know, like it's already happened to me twice where I hit it and I was like, that's a normal car. I have a flat tire, possibly a bent rim. Now I have nothing. I think one time I got lost. The map was taking me the wrong place, and I started going fast around some dead end, and I hit a giant pothole, and then a light flashed on my Jeep saying that I fucked with the front end, and then like 5 minutes later I was like, no, we're good, we fixed it. No light. I'm like, yeah. I don't even know what I did right there, but I'm okay. Still goes. But it wobbles.
Yeah.
On the freeway if it's windy. And I've also figured, I think the aerodynamics of Jeep, I think they have like a super flat windshield.
Yes.
And it's like it's not wind resistant. And it sucks tons of gas too.
Oh, because it's constantly having to
You got to
fight through the wind resistance.
You got to be on it a little more. It doesn't like have a very cruisy cruise.
You need to just get behind another Jeep. What do they
Wind-
call that
right.
in
No,
cycling?
Yeah. And they do it in NASCAR. You wind tunnel them.
Right.
Shake and bake.
A longtime listener, Susie, has sent us all kinds of hair options, Kevin, that you might consider. I don't know which one of these is the most sexy for you.
I like that
Wow.
one.
That
It's
one's-
kind of like a Harry Styles thing.
That's
going.
a lot of body in that hair. You'd have to really add a lot of thickness.
Yeah. But well, just for starters, what's your product situation again?
Jizz.
A comb.
I mean, you know,
You don't put anything in it?
No.
have you ever
Katie.
considered trying?
Here
to
we
put
go.
something in?
I just realized. Katie.
Yeah.
For him to use product to
Uh-huh.
put body in his hair, what is he looking for?
Oh boy.
Like an everyday thing that he could just sort of run through it and it just gives it more of a shape.
Let me give you a more
Moose?
yeah, honestly, yeah.
No. Really?
Yeah. That would
Oh.
do it. I mean, that's what mousse is for, to give you more body. But like any spray and any product that says, you know, for fuller looking hair, then you just throw it in.
right.
Maybe try that. Fuller looking hairspray.
Maybe I'll get some mousse on the way home today, and I can debut my new locks tomorrow.
I would love to see you try. You know? What about this? What about if you just mousse it, and if you don't like it, just use that mousse cup for a second, then wash it out and do it. Like just have like several different hairstyles through the show. I'll wait.
Do you have a blow dryer?
Nope.
Oh.
We do though.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing to have?
I mean, if you want to like style your hair.
I mean,
It just if something, I feel like this is sort of a metaphor for a lot of things. Like if there's something about your appearance that is less than what you wish it could be, and you know that there's a whole range of products that are at the store just begging to be bought, why wouldn't you? Before you give up, why wouldn't you consider purchasing one or two of them?
I just assumed they were all lies.
Yeah, I'm with you, but I believe
Because like every shampoo says, "Ooh, it'll give you volume."
Yeah.
Ooh.
they never
yeah.
did.
Guess what? Use your shit. No
Katie,
volume.
Is there volume products that make your hair seem thicker?
Yeah, of course.
There you go.
All right.
Trust me, girls.
I
know.
will get those.
You could even put in some salt spray. So it's like you've been at the ocean. It'll make your hair like texturized, but not crazy. Yeah.
Wow. Holy shit.
All right.
Lots to choose from.
Yeah, I haven't known how to tell you that your hair lacks texture.
Is there anybody
This is
that
an
has a
exciting day.
question or anything on the board, or we could just read it instead of taking a thing?
I haven't seen any specific questions. People are just trying to help Kevin with his tires.
When I drove down to San Diego on Wednesday after the show, I had just gotten on the freeway and I saw something like bouncing into the car in front of me, went under their car, and then my car hits it with a big dunk, and then it was just. I was like, oh
no,
shit!
Emmanuel Lewis.
So I'm clearly
I hate it
dragging
when
something.
that happens.
And I'm trying to look at people's cars off the reflection to see if there's sparks shooting out from it.
Yeah.
And I pulled over to the side of the road, and there was this gigantic steel coiled cable just trapped under my car.
Yeah.
And I reached under, and it was like really stuck in there. So I just really fucking jerked it off, and it
There's a button.
it looks a little better now than it did on Wednesday. But I like
He's got an injury.
skinned the whole top of my finger.
That's not really that big of an injury. How's your car?
It's better now. Car seems good.
Yeah.
I
Didn't-
know, I
no
drove
extra
it-
sounds or anything after that.
No, there was no puddle under it. I drove it back to San Diego and then drove it back to LA and then back to fucking San Diego again.
Car talk. We're talking cars. If anyone's got any problems, give us a call and we'll tell you what's wrong with your car. I'm joking.
From.
It's been a great show, right?
I think it's been great.
Make the most of your day, everybody. Enjoy it. Don't die. See you tomorrow.
Do-do-do. Bing,
Boing, poing, poing, poing,
Boing, 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 meow, 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 boing, 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 boing,
big fat boy.
fucking big fat fucking bing boing fucking
Bing boing
big fat fucking